but the Carolina Panthers. I think they can sneak in. I don't think.
No
I think it's gonna be
chance.
tight.
No chance.
All right.
What?
You don't believe that?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. They're gonna be
And
the
you're
worst. They're gonna be the worst team in the league.
Whoa.
On today's part of my take, we've got a twofer for the people. Can you turn off the video that plays us back? Because my face looks fat. We got a twofer for the people. We've got wide receiver Steve Smith, NFL Network guy, great guest. We also booked one of our white whales, Billy Football, to talk about the Jets.
As Max said, it's one question with the quarterback.
Yeah, one question with the quarterback. So we have that. We're going to do some college football talk. We're going to do some hot seat, cool throne. We obviously are going to talk about Monday Night Football and finish with Jimbos. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Verizon. This season, Verizon is making sure that NFL fans everywhere have a great plan to watch all the out-of-market Sunday afternoon games. What's not a great plan? Crowded sports bars with obnoxious rival fans, or texting your family for play-by-play updates because you don't get the game. What is a great plan? For a limited time, you can get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us. That's a value of up to $449. Plus, when you switch to Verizon, you can also get a new 5G phone on them, like the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, all with Verizon's My Plan, the plan for fans. Get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us at verizon.com/take. For this season, when you switch to My Plan with eligible phone purchase and Unlimited Plus, up to $449 value applies to NFL Sunday Ticket season 23 through 24. Only additional terms and embargoes apply to NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube. No refunds. Get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us at verizon.com/take. We have always been Verizon guys, so make sure you're watching all the games on Sunday with Verizon. So get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV on us at verizon.com/take. Verizon is my favorite carrier. They've always done me well. Verizon.com/take. Go right now. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Wednesday, September 13th, and Aaron Rodgers' season is no more.
Possibly his career, too.
Possibly his career. I have very conflicted feelings about this. I spent, whatever it was, 15, 16 years chasing this guy. Finally had made my peace with him. He's in a Jets uniform. He's gone from the NFC North, and 4 plays in, Achilles out. Something I might have, I might have celebrated in my past life, but I've grown as a man. I genuinely do feel bad for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
So all the years of you tweeting about Aaron Rodgers, thinking about him, putting all this energy, probably 13, 14 years of concentrated hate towards Aaron Rodgers is not as powerful as 1 week with the New York Jets.
It's true. It's crazy.
Yeah. The
It's
Jets,
insane.
The power of the unluckiness of the New York Jets is unrivaled in professional sports. I feel bad for Mike Greenberg. I don't know if you saw this, but he was having a little party. He had all his friends over. His wife made snacks for everybody. He was wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
All his friends, his coworkers.
All his friends, his best friends.
I was like, but he said all my friends, and I was like, wait, that's Damian Woody. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Also,
You guys are my friends.
Also, Dominique Foxworth.
Right. But
he works with him too.
It's more that I was, when Greeny said all my friends are coming over, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to get to see what Greeny's friends look like. Mm-hmm. And then, but he just,
Well, there's also his wife and his daughter.
And his dog.
Everybody was there. The entire Greenberg
whole
clan.
crew.
It was tough if you're a Jets fan. And I do feel bad for Jets fans as a person who roots for a shitty franchise. Big Cat, you as well, with a history of just dog shit quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We know how this goes. It's very, very tough for them. Very sad for Aaron Rodgers. But if I'm in the trust tree, it was also kind of funny.
It was very funny.
It was kind of funny that they had 6 months where it's like, we finally solved our quarterback situation. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And then 4 pass attempts in. Or was it?
It was
4
maybe
plays
a handoff, 4 couple pass attempts.
4 plays in. It's like, well, we're fucked again.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it's not funny, but it's also, if you object, like, it's not funny in the moment because a guy's season just ended and it sucks. And I do feel bad for Jets fans and Aaron Rodgers, like I said. But the more time we have away from it, we're like, yeah, this, you can't script a more ridiculous thing to happen to the Jets, who have ridiculous things happen to them. What seems like every single year. They've drafted all these quarterbacks. None of them have panned out. They finally get a future Hall of Famer. Their roster is
maybe the best
stacked.
quarterback of all time.
Their roster is stacked. And he doesn't even complete a pass.
Yeah. And you're right. Ridiculous is probably a better word. The humor comes in just the sheer utter painful ridiculousness of the situation.
It's not real life.
And it's like I can't believe that this happened again. There's no chance that it happened again. And you have to look at that and just be like, holy shit. When you say that it couldn't be scripted, there's one person that might disagree with you, Big Cat. That is Daddy Zaslav on Twitter.
He should be Zaddy.
It's Zaddy Zaslav. He tweeted out about 2.5 hours before kickoff, Aaron Rodgers is going to tear his Achilles on a rain-drenched MetLife turf in 2.5 hours.
Crazy.
40-year-old quarterback on rain-drenched turf against the best team in football. What could go wrong? Am I right? Now, that's okay. That's witchcraft in and of itself. Also, this guy, Daddy Zaslav, may be the world's biggest hater. I went back and I looked at some of his old tweets. He just spends all day replying to NFL experts being like, yo, you should kill yourself. Like, fuck you, bitch. Like very aggressive. I like it too. When we say that the NFL might be scripted, isn't it interesting, Big Cat, to know that Twitter nuked his account this morning?
Oh.
He's been suspended from Twitter
He knew too much.
for telling too much truth.
He knew too much. Tell the truth. I'm just looking at Meme's face this whole time. So we do have Billy Football on to talk about the Jets. Memes, can we get... You weren't on for that. What's going on in your brain? He's scowling at me. I don't know if you guys can see it. He's scowling at me. Memes. Memes tried to quit last night. I said, you can't quit. He said, I want to quit. I said, no.
I tried quitting multiple times, and then...
I mean, you're on a PIP. It's only a matter of time.
Pushing you out.
You can't quit. You're fired. What are you guys all mad?
Trying to fight. I'm trying to get the mic camera on him.
And they're having a battle with their hands.
Yeah, it was one of the worst days ever as a football fan. You don't think
on what was yesterday's date?
9/11.
Okay.
As a football fan.
As a football fan.
As a football fan.
As a football fan.
It was one of the worst days. It started off great. 30-yard run for Breece Hall.
It looked awesome.
3 snaps in.
Is this your way of coping? You're just going to do the box score?
I'm just re-talking it. He goes down, and then it was just the Homelander meme, just watching the movie, just in pure pain for the rest of the game until the fourth quarter.
You won the game, though. We won the
game
with an asterisk. I don't know why it's become a thing that announcers are now saying asterisks. They did it for the Lions game, too.
Yeah, asterisks.
Tirico did the asterisks for no Kelsey, Chris Jones, and then last night they're like, well, asterisks, there was tripping on the punt return. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
A win's a win.
Did they call it? No, they didn't call it.
Yeah.
The Jets are 1-0.
There's no asterisks.
You'd rather be 1-0 without Aaron Rodgers than 0-1 without Aaron Rodgers.
Facts.
Yeah, so the same old Jets would have lost that game by 50, so there is hope there.
But does it hurt a little more? Because I obviously had this thought. I'm sure you had this thought. That defense is so fucking good that you even watching the game after Aaron Rodgers got hurt, you're like, man, if we had a quarterback.
The defense is crazy. The Zach Wilson pick, though, that was just a reminder.
Yeah.
Mr. INT.
Yeah.
They should let Randall Cobb quit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Randall, let's be honest. Randall Cobb came to the New York Jets because Aaron Rodgers was there. Like, is he going to come into work and be like, looking around like, what, you guys really, do I have to be here?
And there was the very funny meme of Randall Cobb seeing Aaron Rodgers go out for the season, and it's Samuel L. Jackson from Django Unchained holding dead Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, that one worked.
They should let him just walk away and be like, okay, we know you don't want to be here.
Yeah. So, Memes, let's go back to you real quick. Is it going to be okay? It's not, but
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just going to be the same as last year now.
Fuck.
So I have a list of quarterbacks, and we can maybe do the ones that they should call, the ones that would be fun to call, and then the ones that they will call that they should not call.
Yes.
Okay. So, Jameis.
Yes.
They should call about Jameis.
Especially because of the primetime games.
Absolutely. Yeah, 5 more primetime games.
Just for the primetime games alone.
Tebow/Kaepernick. Yes, they should be fun.
Jamel Hill, was she doing a bit?
So it could be the year
I think that was real.
2034, and Arch Manning could go down for the season with an ACL, and Jamel will be like, Kaepernick?
It's actually kind of nice for Kaepernick because it's like the old Egyptian saying, you die twice. You die when you die, and you die the last time someone utters your name.
Yeah.
Kaepernick is never going to die because Jamel Hill, like you said, in 20 years is going to be like, Kaepernick's out there.
Can you imagine, though, because Kaepernick, he hasn't played in, what, 6 years?
7 years.
7 years. So he's going to come back, and he's going to suck ass because he hasn't played football in forever. And then people that hate Colin Kaepernick will be like, see, told you Colin Kaepernick sucks. If you love Colin Kaepernick, if you think he got jobbed by the NFL, you should actually be hoping and praying that he does not get a chance to play anymore.
Yeah, if you're Kaepernick, you should do exactly what you did. Send out the message that you are open for a tryout, but hope they don't call you back.
Yeah.
Because it's way better for everyone for you to just be a question mark forever
Yeah.
than to get out there and, like you said, look like you hadn't played in an NFL game for 7 years.
RG3. He suggested himself. I want to
That was
make it
one of
clear
the funniest clips.
Yeah.
RG3, if people missed it on First Take This, or no, what is it? First Things First? Get up with Greeny, yeah. Get up. He was like, yeah, they got to go around and call guys, and it's not about being in shape. Like in the offseason, one of the executives said, like, RG3, we know you're in shape, but you'd be a distraction. And he's like,
so good.
You're so good. You'd be a distraction. And he just inserted his name into the list of guys that should be called.
Yeah.
And everyone on set was like, what the fuck just happened?
I would love RG3. I know you listen to the show. You need to go out and make another video where you throw footballs at trees.
At a palm tree, yeah.
At a palm tree. Have your wife, Greta, say, hey, hit that tree. And then you fire a fucking missile into that tree.
Knowing RG3, he definitely is trying to have them call him, and he's probably just sending the clip of him racing the Hawk in the Seattle.
He's had a
last
great
year.
couple years of film that he's
look,
put out
still
there.
speed. Yeah, that was very it was obviously he played in the NFL, but it's been so long that's like, yeah, they should call us.
Yeah.
But we would probably be a distraction.
We would be. Can you imagine the media circus that would happen?
Yeah, Jake, put out a press release.
Yep.
PFT and Big Cat will not be fielding calls from the Jets for their open backup quarterback position because we don't want to be a distraction in the locker room.
Right now,
Take us out of there.
Wednesday.
You can put it out on Wednesday.
Yeah, you put it on Wednesday, but just take us out of the picture. We want to do a solid. I don't want to be a distraction to anyone on the Jets.
Micah Evans' report picked up some steam.
Yeah, well, he did get offered Barstool,
Massive
but he
steam.
can't negotiate.
Big Ben and Phillip Rivers. I'm going to combine them as one.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers, yes.
Phillip Rivers, yes. Big Ben will do the thing where he'll have his agent say, yeah, we got a call, but we decide not to do it.
Yeah, although maybe not. Like people were they were actually throwing out Matt Ryan. Do they not remember what we watched last year?
But I don't know if Matt Ryan would be worse than Zach Wilson.
I think he would, just because their offensive line is a big question mark, and you're putting Matt Ryan back into harm's way.
He can't move.
Yeah.
Blake Bortles, I like that idea. Did you text him?
I did. I haven't returned. He'll probably text me back Actually, he'll probably, when I text him about the Blake of the year, he'll be like, haha, missed this. Don't want the Jets.
Yeah.
In July.
Colt McCoy.
Yes.
They probably will call Colt McCoy because I don't think he has a job right now. But if you need somebody to win one game for you, Colt McCoy.
Yes,
Get him in there for 1 week. Joe Flacco says that he's available to come back. They probably will call Joe Flacco.
Yes.
To come back. Carson Wentz. I think they will.
No.
I think they will call him. Memes.
Why not?
You laughed so memes. Memes.
No.
You got so many page views out of Carson Wentz last year, and my misery. I can't wait for it to happen to you.
Do it, memes.
No.
Do it.
Why not memes?
No.
Why not you?
He almost won the MVP.
He stinks. What'd Max say? He's a pussy?
He's a mental pussy.
But Robert Salah did say, this is Zach Wilson's team. They don't have a plan to bring in a quarterback. I think they probably will bring a quarterback.
Yeah, they're definitely going to bring in a quarterback.
What about Cam Newton?
What happened to Mike White?
Cam Newton was bad.
Cam
Dolphins.
Newton. Interesting.
Yeah, but he was on bad Patriots team, bad Panthers team.
Hank?
Yeah, Hank.
They were solid.
Do you not
Damn,
know about
Cam
the
Newton
lighthouse?
can't throw. Cam Newton can't throw.
PFT, tell him about the lighthouse.
So there's a giant lighthouse.
The largest lighthouse in America. You need to go. I think if you saw it in person,
You think I
You need
changed
to
my
live
mind?
in the
you
lighthouse.
take back all the disrespect you've been throwing at.
I
us.
like
That's
the
what-
old lighthouse. The old lighthouse was nice. The new flashy lighthouse is like, look at me.
Yeah. All right.
What's
Last
the point of a fucking lighthouse?
last thing we do have to talk about Monday Night Football. Josh Allen was bad.
He was.
That was not good. That was very bad. It was chaotic, Josh. I do think look, I know people would get upset at us because we are biased. He is our friend. People try to do a what about. They're like, well, what about Dak and your treatment of Josh Allen? I thought it was obvious why we're biased, and we are very open with our bias in general. But if it's not, we are friends with Josh Allen and not friends with Dak. Either way, Josh Allen played bad last night.
He played really bad.
He was careless with the football. His crazy Josh Allen plays are that's what makes Josh Allen. But if you add in 3 interceptions, it's a bad performance.
The first interception was not bad because it was 3rd and 8, and he just airmailed it.
It was a great arm punt.
It was a punt. It pinned him inside the 10-yard line.
Other 2 were bad, and the fumble was bad.
The fumble was bad. It's like he got it, and then he wanted to pitch it forward, and then he didn't. Then he ran into his own guy and fumbled. And then after the game, he was like, I feel like this is the same shit happened to me all over again, same as last year. That scared me a little bit. He looked sad. He looked very sad at the end of the game. Excuse.
Hank?
No, I was just gonna say Josh Allen, Mac Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, all in one.
Yeah, well, I was actually doing it another way.
I like it that you slid Mac Jones.
All of our friends, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, came on the show. Kirk Cousins. I don't think we caught a win. Jared Goff. Thank you, Jared.
Baker.
Okay, we
Old
got a
friend.
couple wins there.
Uh-huh.
A couple wins in there. But yeah, it wasn't the best weekend for our friend quarterbacks.
It wasn't. It was a bad performance by Josh. And you're right. Like, if you expect us to be open and completely anti-biased, like bias-free on this program,
You got to find another show.
Do you think that we're going to sit here and break down the all-22?
No.
And pick apart every play? No. As far as I'm concerned, Josh Allen's still a much better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Dak had a better week 1.
Yes. And I mean, it was his defense that did it. Now we're just
That's true, yeah.
Also, Dak, friend of the show, technically.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All
All
right.
right.
Color's gray.
I don't know.
Have we ever tell the story how we were supposed to interview him again and he stood us up?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think we forgot to say that part too
Yep.
when we talk about it. But anyway, Josh was bad. He was bad. That was a bad game for Josh. I still think he's a very good quarterback, but the interceptions are starting to get a little worrisome. There's been a lot of them, and he's got to clean it up, and hopefully he does.
The old Josh Allen play that brought me back was when he was scrambling on 3rd down. It was like 3rd and 15. He was still like 10 yards away from the first down, and he tried to jump over a defender.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even close to the first down.
For no real
He
reason.
says, fuck it.
He blacked out. That was like
He
a
says,
blackout.
fuck it.
First
He
and
also-
second year Josh Allen play.
He also played bad against the Jets last year.
Yeah.
Jets kind of have his number.
Well, their defense is awesome.
Their defense is incredible.
Super Bowl caliber defense. Credit to all the
All they need is a
prognosticators,
quarterback.
all the draft evaluators out there that said Josh Allen couldn't play in the NFL. Last night, take a victory lap.
Yep.
That's what you saw on tape.
Yes,
We
yes.
saw something different. It was at the start of overtime. Did you catch the coin flip, Big Cat?
No.
So they bring the captains out, and they have a special commemorative coin, and the official flips it up in the air, and he's like, heads, the American flag, tails is the Twin Towers.
Oh,
Is anybody going to pick the Twin Towers?
No.
Like, you had to say out loud
Twin Towers.
either American flag or Twin Towers. Is
Yeah.
anybody going to be like, you know what, I'll take the Twin Towers. It seems like a safe choice.
Yeah.
It was entrapment at the end of the game.
That was entrapment. All right, so yeah, Monday Night Football. I mean,
Also, great punt return.
great
In
punt
overtime.
return. Asterisks.
Asterisks on it. The leg whip.
Great
I don't think
story.
he was going to tackle him.
It doesn't matter
Yeah, it doesn't
either.
matter.
Like
they didn't call it. You're 1-0.
Like the people who are like, oh, another game decided by the ref. Shut up.
Yeah.
Calls get missed all the time.
That-
What are we watching?
And they were in field goal range.
Right.
Yeah, that game was not decided on the leg trip. The game was decided by Josh Allen playing poorly. The game was decided by Xavier Gibson
yeah.
turning on the burners. Shut up,
And the
Barstool
Jets
Sports.
defense.
Yeah, and the Jets defense bowing up.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, incredible theater for a Monday Night Football game to start the season. Had it all.
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk some college football. Let's do some college football talk.
Texas is back.
Texas is back. So
Officially back.
I wanted to talk about Texas, but I think the lead story right now is the Pac-12 is the most dominant conference in the country. So they have 8 teams in the top 25 right now. 5 USC, 8 Washington, 12 Utah, 13 Oregon. Oregon State's at 16, Colorado's at 18, Washington State's at 23, UCLA's at 24. It's insane to me that the Pac-12 has been around for 100 years and they just timed it 2 years too late.
yeah.
Like if they were, could you imagine if they could go to the rights holders right now and be like, look at what we got? They would probably get a new contract, but it all fell apart. And now the last season of the Pac-12, they finally have just a stacked top to bottom, and they'll probably eat themselves alive like they do. But still, Pac-12 football is the best football that's going right now.
Yeah, having all this happen like the year before Colorado leaves, when they get Deion Sanders, finally Colorado is like a marquee name in college football.
I think Gus Johnson just lives in Boulder now.
Tough timing,
Yeah.
very tough timing, and yeah, it is top to bottom very strong at the moment. I doubt that it's going to be like that at the end of the year.
But still, like that's
Good for them.
And they have great quarterbacks. It's fun football to watch. That's the other thing. It's like it's not just that they're winning, it's that it's very fun football to watch.
Did you notice this about the Colorado uniforms? They don't have captains. They don't have C's on their chest. They have L's and D's.
I like it.
So L is if you're a leader. Shedeur Sanders is a leader. D is if you're a dog.
Oh, I like that
Yeah,
a lot.
Travis Hunter, he's a dog.
He's
He's
dog.
got a D on his chest.
No LDs.
No LDs. No.
We need an LD.
What's better?
a D. I would rather
I'd rather be unless you're if you're the quarterback, I think you need the L.
Yeah.
if you have a D on your chest and you're a quarterback, that means that you're just like
You're bad.
you're a little reckless.
yeah. You're not a good quarterback. So like there's certain positions like I think you want to be an L if you're a quarterback or maybe
Linebacker.
linebacker, maybe like left tackle, maybe even a wide receiver. But if you're a cornerback, if you're a defensive lineman, you want that D.
I think if you're a defensive tackle, having an L on your chest might be kind of cool. If
Yeah.
you're like one guy that's like the
One
leader
guy.
on the inside.
I wouldn't want.
I don't want
my
kicker.
edge rusher.
I don't want a kicker with a D.
No,
I
or an
do
L.
not. Or an L. No.
I just want a K.
Just for the memeability of a kicker with an L on his chest. That's just asking for
Yeah.
it later.
Yeah.
A quarterback with a D, this guy's going to make some fucked up decisions.
Yes. Either way, though, Pac-12 I think is the story right now in college football, and then Texas being back, which I actually think this is officially Texas being back because, like, it didn't feel like the memes were so much Texas is back. Like they just went into Alabama and whooped their ass.
Yeah, it was an ass kick.
Like it wasn't some fluke thing. Like, oh, Texas is back. We're gonna get to have fun with it when they lose to like Kansas State. No, I think Texas is just a very good team, and Quinn Ewers is a very good quarterback. And they, I mean, I was there. I was at Tuscaloosa. Great time, great atmosphere, very loud stadium. Which I talked to the guy who we were sitting with, and he said the afternoon games are not as loud because people just expect to win. But then it was a very loud stadium when I was there Saturday night, and Texas just took it to them. Like they were just better all around.
Yeah, they were. And Quinn Ewers, a big question about him was like, can he throw a deep ball? Because his deep passes week one, not that great. Deep passes in the spring game, not that great. He had some questions last year. He threw some sick ass deep balls.
That one that he threw in person, I said when it was in the air, I was like, what the fuck is this? It like touched the sky.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It looked like that on
arc.
TV too.
It looked like it was a Russell
moon
Wilson
ball.
pass.
Yeah.
It just it came down with a
perfectly
little
where it needed
with a
to be.
cloud on it
Yeah.
on the ball. Went right through like the fog and came down right to his receiver's hands. It was awesome. Texas, I think Texas is going to be in the college football playoff this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I looked at their schedule. They have obviously Oklahoma and the Red River S out, which is a crazy game no matter what. You can't really predict that game each year. But besides that, Texas should be easily favored in every game that they play. I think they go to Lubbock at the end of the season. But I think Texas is so back that they will be in the
No, they're
playoff.
at home.
Oh, okay. Even better.
Yeah, no, their only road games left. They got to go play Dana at Houston. Baylor is down.
Kind of a down year for Dana, too.
Yeah, and then TCU, who's also possibly down. So yeah, their schedule. BYU might be the one trap game just because those guys are big.
I sprinkled a little future on them winning the title this year.
I like it.
It might not happen, but I think they're going to make the playoff.
I do too. I think they're very good. And on the flip side, this did feel different for Alabama just because it's when Alabama loses, it's usually like even last year when they lost to LSU, that crazy overtime game is like, oh yeah, this is nuts. Tennessee, the last second field goal. This one, Alabama was just the inferior team on the field on Saturday. And I don't understand how Alabama can't get a quarterback like that. Like Jalen Milroe, incredible athlete, but it just shows you how good Bryce Young is because they couldn't do anything on offense.
Yeah, Saban looked very frustrated. You know who looked more frustrated than Saban? Tommy Reese.
Yeah.
Tommy Reese up in the booth on the phone.
It's just like you watching the game as it progressed, you could feel that Texas was like, this guy can't beat us with the pass. I know he threw one big one when it kind of opened up in the second half, but you could just feel that they couldn't make plays or weren't confident enough in the passing game that they could just keep creeping up. and not having, it's just crazy to me that Alabama, especially with the transfer portal, like if you put Sam Hartman, who's been incredible for Notre Dame, and Notre Dame feels very legit. If you put Sam Hartman on Alabama, that team, like their defense is very good.
They still got dudes.
You're right, but not having a quarterback, and also it probably doesn't help that Alabama went through a stretch there, whatever it was, 3 or 4 years, where they had maybe like the greatest 10 wide receivers ever go through that room. It does feel like Saban, it might be slipping a little. This is the lowest they've been ranked, I think, in like 8 years or something. They're 10th now.
Yikes.
Alabama, and the crowd felt it too. Like you could kind of hear it. Like when I was at the game, there was people talking to me like, yeah, we thought this was going to be a loss. Like even when they beat Middle Tennessee week 1, you could see that Jalen Milroe had a few balls that should have been interceptions. So I don't know. Saban he's the greatest college coach of all time, and he does adapt better than any college coach, but he has to adapt again.
You have to have a better quarterback to adapt, though.
Right?
Like you can't adapt your way out of it unless you run the triple option.
Yeah, I'm not writing him off forever. This version of Alabama is not good, or not good enough to be a college football.
They're still
playoff
better
team.
than like almost every other team in
Correct.
college football.
But the SEC in general is not looking as dominant as they have.
You know what sucks about college football this year is the commercials.
Oh, it's
I know
so
you're
bad,
at the
dude.
game, but if you're watching on TV,
so bad, dude.
it's every 2 seconds there's a commercial in college football, and then at halftime, which is obviously like spread out all across the country, depending on when the games kick off, you've got an acho on every channel at halftime.
It's crazy.
Every time you try to change the channel, there's a different acho
Yelling at you.
spouting nonsense to you, and then it comes back to the game, and then it's like kickoff commercial, turnover on downs commercial. It's just too many commercials.
It's just the achos are like they're the Riddler. They just say
pop
things
up.
that you're like, what did he say?
Yeah, you have to like stare at it like a magic eye poster, except for your ears, and try to figure out. Oh, I think he's talking about a dolphin right now.
Yes,
Oh yeah, I
yes.
can hear the dolphin.
Other things. Wisconsin obviously lost. That sucked. I saw that one coming. I mean, if you listen to me on Pardon My Take or Pick'em, I said this game scares the fuck out of me. Cam Ward is a really good quarterback for Washington State. I will say silver lining, because I probably got ahead of myself. Luke Fickell, a lot of transfers, trying to build it back up. They did fight their asses off, and they got screwed by a couple calls. Not going to make a complaint, but I like the fight, and I think it's going to be, hey, just transition. Hey, maybe they're not a 10-win team this year, but I still have the ultimate trust in Luke Fickell overall.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He's a great coach.
And then Hank was a Nebraska fan for Saturday.
Yeah, I was a Nebraska fan. Searched for the Big Ten team. Went against Coach Prime. That was a mistake. Was at a Nebraska bar. People were excited. 11 a.m. kickoff. Place was packed. And then it was just all sadness.
Yeah.
Missed field goal. I mean, that quarterback, one of the worst quarterback performances. I've ever
Sims,
seen.
yeah, he wasn't good at Georgia Tech.
He had 3 fumbles, one of which was just a guy in motion coming across when he just hiked it right in. Like, that's as bad as it gets. It was a tough week as a Nebraska fan. But I respected the passion of the fans, because in my head I was like, if this was a team that I supported and they have been this bad for this long, I think it's like 22 straight games they've lost to like an AP ranked opponent or something, I wouldn't show up.
So
like, they were there and excited.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, they're
'cause
diehard fans.
Once
So-
it started, they were terrible.
Are you scratching Nebraska off the list?
No, they're number 1 at the list right now.
Oh, okay. Who's number 2?
Out of 1.
Oh,
Well, it's going to be a week by week ranking.
who's this week?
Michigan State.
Oh, good timing,
Whoa,
Hank.
we should talk about that.
let's
Your
have a little
coach.
chat. So
Listen, it goes by the
where-
schedule. It goes by the Big Ten schedule. I'm just trying to pick
So,
the best matchup each week. And
Whose side are you taking?
Yeah,
Michigan
vow or
State,
disavow?
Washington, they got to let all the
Is
facts come
he
out.
getting railroaded because of the buyout, or is the
should-
woman's sexual harassment complaint correct?
You should just go all in on being like, I'm so happy Mark D'Antonio's back. Like, this is my guy. I remember all the memories, because I think he is wearing a headset. I think he's back on the field.
What are your thoughts on Coach Tucker as a Michigan State fan?
I mean, I think it was a bad report.
Oh, which way?
I think you just got to let it play out. I'm not going to.
Are you saying? Or,
I would walk back this tape.
yeah, as a Penn
Yeah.
State fan, Max can give you some good advice on how to
That's
handle
not-
it.
I'll say this.
That's not
I'll say
where
this.
I was going with that.
I don't know what happened. It does feel weird, the whole thing, because I don't really understand non-consensual phone sex.
for a 34-minute phone call.
Right. So I'm not going to make a judgment, but
That's a lot of words to use on a like. Can you
Yeah.
imagine having phone sex for that long?
yeah, and he might have acted improperly. The fact that he put himself in that situation to begin with is crazy. Like, that's just an insane thing. Like, you should have, Mel Tucker, if you did have phone sex with her, like, you should have stopped yourself and be like, what am I doing right now? Like,
Yeah.
this is nuts. But it should be mentioned too that Mel Tucker does have a $70 million buyout if he's fired without cause.
Yeah,
with cause.
Who knows?
No, without cause.
Who knows what the true story is? Because his explanations seem to make a little bit of sense, but it's like also if you're going to pick one person to not have phone sex with for 34 minutes, it's probably the rape survivor that comes to college campuses
that you hired to come and speak
and speaks about the importance of respecting women on college campuses.
Right,
that's at minimum. That's probably like a good thing to keep in the back of your mind. Like maybe I shouldn't do this to this person.
Right, even if it's consensual, bad judgment on Mel Tucker's part.
Yes. Now also, I'm sure that like we're still in a perpetual state of waiting for the facts to come out. It seems like she has a legitimate complaint if her side is to be believed too.
Right.
But it's like I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know who's lying. There's no possible way for me to know that.
And the buyout does it needs to at least be mentioned.
Yeah.
It's part of the story.
It's a huge buyout.
If Mel Tucker was winning games right now, would it be different? I don't know.
The timing was really strange for it to come out when it did end up.
Although they are
coming
2-0.
out.
So Hank, you'll have a full report on the findings on Friday as a Michigan State fan.
Maybe next Monday. I got to see how this weekend goes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Dig into it.
Also, we should mention Desmond
I got
Howard.
to see what the people at the bar think.
Okay.
You know?
Desmond Howard on College Game Day when he lifted up the folding chair.
Yeah.
When he was picking Texas at Alabama, he flipped his hat off, picked up the folding chair. That was a great move.
Yes.
That was a solid move.
Yes. But yeah, college football, we got.
JMU 2-0 received AP top 25 vote.
There you go.
Crazy game against UVA.
Yes.
Almost had a pick 2 at the end of the game. The dreaded pick 2 to cost us the game. Also in the Fun Belt, Appalachian State and UNC should play every year.
Every year.
That's such a fun game. No matter what happens, you're going to have a great time watching those.
It's my auto over.
Yes.
You went 2-0 on Saturday.
I did go 2-0.
Yeah,
How about that?
Northwestern.
Yeah.
Get on the win column.
Of course. Yeah. Me and Darren Ravel in solidarity.
play?
Not tweeting about Northwestern football.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they play, Big Cat. It's about academics.
They beat UTEP.
It's about academics, not about who you're playing on the football field. I just hope that both schools have a high graduation rate.
Yes. All right. Anything we missed on college football? I mean, it's great that it's. Well, I think this week's slate is not the best. Also, the lightning delays. Like, I don't want to say. You know what?
Say it.
Can we play through lightning?
Go off.
Let's play through lightning.
You think so?
Yeah.
Not the fans.
That was crazy.
Oh, good point, Hank.
The fans can opt in. Maybe put it on the ticket stub, being like, if there's a lightning delay, we're going to keep playing. The games were like, there were games that were in lightning day for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess you can play through lightning if it's in a dome.
I think we should just do like a maybe
What a
we just
dome, yeah.
we just do a poll. Maybe we put it on the ballot for next November when everyone votes for president. We just be like, are they allowed to play through lightning delays? Yes or no? Simple ballot question.
I mean, if a Jets quarterback would definitely get hit by lightning.
100%.
in a game.
I don't know. Maybe it's case by case, but that was a lot of lightning delays. I feel like you just play through lightning.
Global warming.
That's one way to get the South to be like, yeah, global warming's real. If college football games start to get delayed on a very regular basis,
through lightning, yeah.
then they'll be like, whoa, we got to do something about this.
Why don't they just have every college football stadium has just like a huge antenna that they can put up when lightning's there, and they'll just strike that.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's good. Also, the Ferenc offensive tracker on the year.
Yeah, not good.
Not they're behind pace right now.
Big time.
Is it Brian Ferenc?
Yeah, Brian Ferenc.
To keep his job, he has to average 25 points a game throughout the
and
season.
7 wins.
And 7 wins.
So they're good on that.
Right now, I think they're averaging, 22 points a game?
Yes.
So he's got a lot of work to make up. The good news is for him, I think are they playing Utah State this week?
No, Utah State was week 1.
That was week 1. Who are they playing this week?
They only scored 24 points.
Yeah.
They're
playing somebody that they should beat the shit out of this week.
They are playing Western Michigan.
There you go. So that's my bet this week. I'm going to take whatever the Iowa team total is, bet the over on it, because Ferenc is going to keep his guys in. Like, he knows in the back of his head, if it's late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, they're up by 20 points, he's going to be like, we need to score some more points right now.
Yeah, because they have Penn State next week, and that's going to be tough. And then obviously you just circle like the Wisconsin game and the Minnesota game. Those just scream 12-9.
Yeah.
So he's
offensive explosion this week for Iowa.
He's got to start making some points out there. All right, let's do Hot Seat Cool Throne. It is brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Hank is sitting on the chill throne right this second. Look
Cozy.
at him.
Feet up.
Game day just got a whole lot chiller because this season you can take your whole tailgate to the next level with the Coors Light Chill Throne, the only seat specifically designed for tailgating all game day long, with features like Bluetooth speakers, stadium turf rest, Hank's on it right now, cup holder that chills your Coors Light to a perfect 36 degrees Fahrenheit, and a Coors Light can tap draft to pour one for a pal. The Chill Throne is innovation every tailgate has been waiting for, so let your friends bring the grill, the flat screens, and the cornhole. You bring the chill with Coors Light Chill Throne, and starting now, you could get this very Chill Throne that Hank is sitting on, the PMT Chill Throne. Yup, the Chill Throne that's been on the show all season on our streams, signed and sat in by us and our guests, is up for auction on eBay. Auction is live from September 28th to September 30th. Bid to become the MVP of your entire tailgate. Game day will never be the same. I want someone buying this chair and having just the best time of their life with the Chill Throne because it is that good. And Coors Light is the most delicious beer, coldest beer in the world. So thank you to Coors Light, and get ready to bid on the PMT Chill Throne. Okay, Hot Seat Cool Throne, Hank.
Hot seat is Mike Babcock.
Oh, yeah. Explain this to me.
So this story was broken by esteemed journalist and colleague Paul Bisonet.
Okay.
He got a text from
Missed the net?
Paul
Lunch break.
Paul Bisonet on the Spit and Chicklets podcast. He got a text from a player that told him that Mike Babcock was calling players into his office and having him pull up their pictures, and he was like showing them on his TV screen and just going through their photos basically to
Yikes.
see like what they were about.
Should we do that?
So he reported on the podcast. They talked about it. They said, he got a text from a player. It was a legitimate source.
Imagine if Jake had a cock picture.
I got nothing hot.
Okay.
Wait, like on their phones?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just
Yeah, like
whatever
he
you're
was
making
to his
them
office
show
and he
their
was like,
phones.
show me your phones. And then he was like airplaying it to the TV and like having them go through each
Jesus
picture.
Christ.
So that's what they reported. And then the Blue Jackets have kind of vehemently come out against
There's
it.
a lot of venom.
They put out a statement and they said, while meetings with our players and staff, I asked them to share off their phones family pictures as part of the process of getting to know them better.
Lies.
There was absolutely nothing more to it than that. The way this was portrayed on the Spit and Chicklets podcast was a gross misrepresentation of those meetings and extremely offensive.
lies.
So-
It's
a little-
offensive.
I don't know. Like Mike Babcock is saying that he wanted to get to know his players better. You know what? You know what you could do? You could just be like, hey, how's your family?
Yeah. Do you have
Tell me about your kids.
Yeah. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Yeah.
If we asked memes to do that, it would just be pictures of Max.
Yeah.
Just Max's face looking sad everywhere.
You take any selfies last night?
No,
No.
no selfie.
It is, if true, that's such a diabolical
Oh,
move
it's
to make guys
shit.
pull up their pictures.
And obviously we side with our guys.
Yeah, Biz tweeted, he said, we're a players podcast. You want to fuck with the players, we're going to bend you over. No spit, no lube, sandpaper finish.
Oh, hell yes. That's a journalist right there, folks. That's a big J journalist. Get him, Biz.
Love that Biz.
But I guess,
love
yeah,
it.
after the fact, it came out that this wasn't even just in Columbus. Like, he's done this in the past.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm definitely on this Chicklets side with this.
we should get to see Mike Babcock's phone.
Right?
What's on your phone, Mike?
Yeah.
Show it to the press.
Everyone else's pictures because he
Yeah.
had them plug in. And
Stole
it's like,
them.
do you trust this laptop?
Show us your DMs, Mike.
Yeah.
And then my other hot seat was Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had a little fucking a man, right?
Yeah, he tweeted after the Rodgers injury, he said, hate that man. Praying for the best.
He then edited
He
it.
forgot a comma. It was supposed
Happens
to be
to
hate
the best
that
of them.
man. Praying for the best.
Yeah, fucking a man.
Fucking a man. Yeah. Tough one for Patrick Mahomes. He's verified, got the edit button. My tweet still stands.
Is it still up there?
Yeah.
Fucking
Awesome.
a man.
Fucking a man. Steph
That's all
Curry.
he's doing.
My cool
No,
throne.
you didn't even say Steph Curry.
No, but it was
You just
just,
said
I
fucking
remember.
man.
Yeah, I just remember clear as day. He hit a three, and I was like, "Fucking A, man." My cool throne is USA basketball.
Yeah, I had them too.
So I have another one if you want to talk about that.
No, you can talk about it.
LeBron is coming to save the day,
Now, is this LeBron
And
like when,
Steph.
because LeBron in the past has said,
but LeBron's taking all the credit.
he has said like, oh, the slam dunk contest is so awesome, I'm going to do it next year.
Yeah.
He says now that he's going to play on Team USA next year. This is just an ultimate future me problem. He's making a promise just to make the promise. It's like Scott's tots.
Yeah.
And then next year's going to come around. He's going to be like, yeah, but I just got done playing like full NBA season. We went to the playoffs, maybe to the second round. Do I really have to play?
You know what? You know what's coming too. LeBron has recruited everyone. That was the report. LeBron recruited everyone to come back. Coach K is going to try to fucking get himself in this. He's going to get himself
Who's the
in
current head
this.
coach? Steve Kerr?
Steve Kerr. What's his son's name?
Nicholas.
It's Coach K. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, Coach K is gonna weasel his way in this.
Rent free.
Yeah, they're all gonna they're all gonna get the gang back together and be like, yeah, here we go, Coach K coaching the boys up.
Then my last chill throne is PS5s.
Yes.
yeah, Hank.
We have 3 golf videos coming out this week. We shot them a couple weeks ago. And in the scramble, we did a 4-man subpar in my take scramble. 4 of us tried to go subpar. That's coming out on Thursday in the live chat. If you're in the live chat commenting, we're giving away 4 PS5s.
This is legit.
I have one sitting in my house right now.
Well, if we hypothetically finish above
I'm
par,
gonna keep it myself.
Yeah.
It's my PS5, and if I want to give it away, or we have to give it away, we will.
I've got one. It's on my couch. It takes every ounce of strength to not just play it, not to just be like, I need to test it. I got to test it before I give it out to the people. I don't want to give them a broken PS5.
And here's the beautiful thing is that when we go subpar on the video, I will take a video of me playing my PS5 in all of your faces.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys win either way. Either get a video of us playing our PS5s, or 4 people who comment in the live chat get a PS5.
We can play it though, right? Like even if we hypothetically don't go under par, me and you can still play our PS5s before we give them away.
It makes it more valuable.
I've
game use.
opened my PS5 and I've played it.
Game used PS5.
Yes, because we were gonna go subpar.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Is
Part of
what?
Oh,
my take YouTube.
We're ripping them like that.
So what's the order that they're
Next
coming
week's
out?
the
Hank?
Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
What order are the videos dropping?
Tonight or Wednesday night tonight, Silent Scramble, me and PFT versus Big Cat and Jake. No one's allowed to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, subpart of my take scramble. Saturday, speed golf.
Which was quite something.
Exhausting.
It's gonna be a
Quite
banger of a
something.
video. All of them will, but I think that was the most fun
I think the first one's going to be great.
They're all gonna be great.
Yeah.
They're all gonna
Silent
be
Scramble.
great. Yeah, they're all going to be great. Okay, PFT, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is Travis Kelce.
Ooh.
Travis Kelce is on the hot seat because he's been rumored to be actually dating Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
Remember after he went to their concert, he was like, hey, I was trying to find you, give you my number. Turns out they chatted. Low-key, they've actually been seeing each other quietly is what the report said.
Quietly
They've
seeing
been
each
quietly
other.
seeing each other. And so Travis obviously on the hot seat for obvious reasons. Taylor Swift fans are fucking insane. And this is coming from a guy who had his most recent superfan go to prison for 30 years for bank robberies.
Mm-hmm.
Swifties are way more dangerous than
Yeah,
Chiefsaholic
I would
is.
say Chiefsaholic and Kelly Keys in the same conversation.
Probably. And I can't wait for Taylor's next album to come out so we can analyze the lyrics, see which ones are about Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be
Throwing a touchdown.
It's going to be
Soft.
it's going to be 1989 reissued, right? The
Yeah.
Taylor's version.
Yeah.
So it's all old songs, but I'm going to go through all of them and pretend like they're all written about Travis Kelce. when
Apparently,
that
she's
album comes
making
out.
an announcement tonight.
What kind of
Oh,
announcement?
Performing at the VMAs, and she's reportedly making an
VMAs are
announcement.
tonight?
That's what.
If you're over the age of
Popped up on
30,
my
I'm
Twitter.
begging you, do not watch the VMAs. They make you feel so old. Just a
Yeah.
constant night of who are these people.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. Okay, who's your cool throne?
My cool throne is going to be USA basketball.
Yes.
Coach K.
I
Okay.
didn't say that.
My hot seat is, first of all, the AWLs because they're a bunch of sickos and perverts. How many people watched the episode on Monday?
It was 100K in less than 12 hours.
So thank you. Hopefully everyone subscribes. Please subscribe. But yeah, you guys
We're
are
at 150 right now.
you guys
151.
you guys are perverts. You're perverts, but that's fine. Subscribe though. That's really the point. Is if you enjoy watching us be miserable, please subscribe.
We'll be very miserable this
Yes,
year.
please subscribe. And then my other hot seat is Joe Biden because President Trump has declared that he is ready for a fitness test against him.
Need this. I
On
need
Truth
this.
Social, he wrote, "I will name the place in the test," so he gets to decide the test, and it will be a tough one. Nobody will come even close to me. We can also throw some physical activity into it. I just won the senior club championship at a big golf club with many very good players. To do so, you need strength, accuracy, touch, and above all, mental toughness. Ask Brett Baer, a very good golfer. The Wall Street Journal and Fox are damaged goods after their failed sanctimonious push and a stupid $780 million settlement. Morons.
I would love to see an NFL combine for presidents.
Yeah.
Like have them run the 40-yard dash, do the 3-cone drill, broad jump,
I mean, you
high
need
jump, Wonderlic test. What's the one that Bryce or that CJ Stroud did bad at? The recognition test.
Yeah.
Biden would put up some CJ Stroud type numbers on
They
that
should
thing.
just play Guess Who.
Yeah.
The strength, accuracy, touch, and above all, mental toughness.
They should play golf at Bedminster.
Dude,
Would Trump shoot like a 71 the other week?
couldn't you just fix the...
Biden says he's a 6 handicap.
I don't understand how the debt ceiling works and everything, but if you did a pay-per-view,
Yeah.
$50 pay-per-view to decide the next president golf match,
What are his six?
I feel like we'd be out of debt.
What are his 6 handicaps, Hank? Dementia, Alzheimer's, vertigo,
Ice cream,
balance,
hair, sniffing hair.
sun.
Yeah. Either way, I'm ready for the physical challenge.
I would also like to see Hunter Biden and Donald Trump Jr. get into the ring together.
Yeah.
Or Barron.
Or
Yeah.
Barron. Dude, Barron. Okay, so Barron.
stretch 4.
Barron might play on the USA basketball team
Yes.
next year.
He's a soccer guy, though.
How awesome would that be if Barron Trump was the first overall pick in the NBA draft?
And we were right.
We were right.
It's
Him
gonna
and
happen.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah, Cooper Flag. All right, and then my cool throne is Skip Bayless because Shannon Sharpe can't stop calling Stephen A. Smith Skip. He did it again today. That has to feel so good if you're Skip Bayless.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, my ex is just thinking about me all the time. It was so funny because it happened the first week, and now we're 2-3 weeks into them doing a show together. And you can see how angry Shannon Sharpe is at himself when he does it.
Yeah, and it's usually in a moment where
Quiet.
he's like upset at Shannon Sharpe. Or sorry, where Shannon Sharpe is like upset at Stephen A. Smith. And it's just in his reflex that when he's pissed off at another guy and arguing, he just calls him Skip. Like if you've ever had a dog, you'll call your next dog by your previous dog's name, usually when they're doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I mess up my kids' names all the time like that. Yeah.
I'm like, Leroy, get down.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's Blake.
Yeah.
It's when you're mad.
Everything you just said, and he needs to stay his ass off social media because here's the thing, Skip. Steve, bang. 7 years, bro. It's okay. Don't listen. Don't worry about the choice. Steve,
Don't break that bracelet, though. That's what I'm more concerned about.
He's like trying to coach him through. He's like, don't worry.
Yeah.
You just got out of a long relationship. It's okay.
Is that going to happen out with Skip? Is Keyshawn going to call?
No, Skip would never.
It's not as easy to say like Stephen A.
Yeah.
Skip just rolls right off the tongue.
Skip.
Come on, Skip.
Yeah. Skip. Either way, that's a big win for Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, finish us off. Hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is Brian Dable. Reportedly, he threw a party at his house Saturday night.
Oh.
Who reports this?
Michael K.
Okay.
So they
Michael
lost.
K
40,
should worry about the Yankees.
they lost 40 love.
40 love. Nice. Oh, you ripping from Frank the Tank now?
Why?
He tweeted that. He was like,
Oh,
in
really?
an homage to the U.S. Open, the Giants are down 40 love.
Yep. So
But the party probably rocked.
yeah,
Also, it was a night game.
yeah.
Yeah, they had plenty of time to recover.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, were the players there?
I don't know, but
I think a coach should be allowed to have a party before a game.
Losing 40-0 is just so.
the work
like,
is done.
Yeah.
Who do the Giants play this week? That's got to be. I mean, you have to. Imagine if they go a couple weeks.
they're
without
at the
scoring.
Cardinals.
Oh, okay. So let's get right. Let's get right. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
get right.
Did
Okay.
you see the videos of the Cardinals?
No.
Some people put together some compilations of the Cardinals against the Commanders.
Yes.
I told you after the game, like they were trying to hurt Sam Howell. They really were. Like that defense is going to be. You don't want to play against the Cardinals defense this year. You might beat them, but they're going to beat the shit out of you.
That one clip when the guy put Sam Howell in a
Figure four
two-leg,
leg,
yeah, and just dropped his head with something else. All right, what's your cool throne?
My cool throne's the wild meter. So Big Cat, your team, the Chicago Cubs, they called up the number one prospect.
Yes.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yes.
His mom was an actress, or I don't know, still is, the mom in Little Big League.
Actor.
Thespian.
I think they're all actors now.
She's a
I
thespian.
think that
really?
happened recently.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, my apologies.
Yep.
Uh,
Please correct that.
Yep.
Maybe notes app.
Yep. She was the mom in Little Big League.
Yes.
Which
she
is
was.
crazy.
She was.
Great movie.
Would be cooler if she was the mom in Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of
Yeah.
the-
But Little
Really
Big League was
Haywood.
also awesome.
Oh, I thought the entire time that she was the mom in Rookie of the Year.
the one about
That's
the
not
twins.
that wild. That's
She's
not
in
that
Little Big
wild.
League,
Then
yeah.
Little
Yeah.
Big League, better movie, I think.
Yeah,
Than
very
Rookie
good
of the
movie.
Year.
Manager,
wild.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not even that wild. I'm off. No, not that wild, Jake. I thought it was
If
Rookie of the
she
Year.
was called, if Pete Crow Armstrong was on the Twins, it
Yeah.
would be wild meter off the charts.
They should trade
Yeah.
him to the Twins.
Yeah. Or
Out of
she
respect.
should get her IMDb
Yeah.
changed to be the mom in Rookie of the Year.
The mom in Rookie of the Year, you don't want to mess with her. She threw the stepdad out of the house, right? Or the boyfriend?
Yeah, no, she was a badass bitch.
Yeah.
She was a girl boss.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
Equal.
yeah.
Both actors. Yeah, no, it's
Wild.
big call up. Cubs they're fighting.
Cubs Phillies collision course.
Oh man,
Pebble
Max muttered the other day. He's like, I'm sick of these fucking podcast things.
Well, that was when the Eagles were looking bad.
Yeah. No, it will be hell for you if the Cubs beat the Phillies.
Yeah, no.
It'll be
That's
hell.
worst case scenario of like my whole life.
Hopefully the Cubs pass the
Not
Phillies and
losing
we
the
can
Super
go to
Bowl?
the games.
I don't hope that.
Why?
No, I'm saying that's worse than losing the Super Bowl.
No.
Or losing
no.
the MLS championship,
Or losing to the Celtics?
or getting no hit in the World Series.
I think it would go.
Or having to shave your face and looking fat?
The shaving of the face did suck. But just as like a team standpoint, I think it would go Super Bowl, then this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although the Celtics suck too. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
everything
It all
about
sucks.
your life sucks.
But it's also like we should have lost to the Celtics. Like the Phillies are better than the Cubs, but like which would make it worse if they lost.
True. But you were also up
You
in
were
the
up
series
3-2,
against
yeah.
the
Yeah,
You were up 3-2 and James
that
Harden
sucked.
was
Yeah, no, the
playing.
Celtics.
And you
suck.
also had the MVP. of
I
the
forgot that
league.
they were up 3-2.
I also lost Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Shout out Bryce Harper. He had a beautiful tribute to 9/11 yesterday.
What do you do?
He just tweeted 9/11/01.
Yeah, shout out.
It's all.
Was that better than was it SpaghettiOs?
That was it. He just tweeted the date.
I think SpaghettiOs was on Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes.
where they had a cartoon SpaghettiOs saluting the American flag.
You also might be thinking of Bryce Hall.
Was it Bryce Hall?
Oh no.
You are definitely thinking of Bryce.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's even crazier. Was he even alive for that?
Probably not.
I think
Bryce
Greer
Hall?
ratioed him.
Oh, that's where I saw
yes,
it. I
yes.
saw it because of old Greersy. Great Twitter follow. Yeah, it was Bryce Hall. Shit. All right, Bryce Harper, I'm sorry. You're still the man. I mean, it was a nice tribute. Yeah, it's just 9/11/01. No, you don't have to say anything else.
No.
Yeah, it's just there. Okay, let's do our interviews. We got Steve Smith and then Billy Football. Before we get to Steve Smith, it is time for our interview with Steve Smith. And shout out Body Armor. Body Armor helps us hydrate throughout our interviews. The biggest guests in the world, packed with electrolytes and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Body Armor hydrates the best athletes in the world. And more importantly, it hydrates us during interviews. So Body Armor is available in stores nationwide, but you can head on over now to Body Armor store or Amazon to get yours today. We love Body Armor. Go get the strawberry banana. You will not be disappointed. Body Armor is delicious. We're drinking it all day. It keeps us fueled. It keeps this podcast fueled. We're run on Body Armor. So our interview is brought to you by Body Armor, and you can get Body Armor right now, stores nationwide. You can also head over to the Body Armor store or on Amazon to get yours today. Okay, here he is, Steve Smith, future Hall of Famer Steve Smith. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is an analyst on the NFL Network. He also is a future Hall of Famer. It is wide receiver Steve Smith. You should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll start there. We've had this. This isn't just us pandering to you right now. When you were snubbed a couple years ago, we said Steve Smith is a bona fide Hall of Famer. This is ridiculous. If you watched him play, you know he was a Hall of Famer. How are we feeling about getting into Canton, which you deserve? You deserve it.
At first, I kind of felt some type of way, but realistically, I think, this is not a candid answer. It's really it's a real answer. It's, I think it's in God's timing. I would say a couple of years ago, I wasn't in the right perspective or mindset to really appreciate it. I was more concerned about what I thought I deserved. And I see that watching all the other guys that's go in and the guys who are ahead of me that I think deserve it as well, I'm actually okay. When the time comes, it comes. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to spend my time complaining about what I don't have yet. Or then when I get in there, I'm, one of those guys you go, see, that's why you can't bring some of these folks in here, because see how they act, right? So I'm actually comfortable. When I get the call, when I get the opportunity, I'm going to enjoy it, but it's not my time. So, just kind of chill with it and enjoy doing the jobs that I've been doing and having fun with that.
All right, good answer. That's a good answer.
You are a first ballot Hall of Fame dog, though. Like you were the original dude's a dog.
I'll take that. I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. If we're making a dog Hall of Fame, who else we got in there? It's you. You're on the Mount Rushmore of dogs. I put Dennis Rodman, Dog.
Well, who else did you play with? Who else did you play with that you were like, that guy's a dog. He matches my energy?
There's a ton of guys. I mean, obviously I played with Luke. I got the opportunity to play with Luke, Thomas Davis.
Oh, that's a dog, yeah.
Man, obviously Terrell Suggs, Haloti Nada. He doesn't get a lot of credit, but I think D'Angelo Williams, for the small running back he was out of Memphis, he ran with passion. Jonathan Stewart, Stewie, my dog, I like him. I mean, it's really hard to really, because when you're talking about Mount Rushmore, you're picking off people's opinion of other people.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, 2023, people's opinion matter and people's perspective matter, and I think age too. The young kids don't know history.
That's true.
And so, but I mean, there's a lot of fantastic football players.
Thomas Davis is a guy that doesn't get talked about enough. When he broke his arm and he played in the Super Bowl with like stitches and
it
shit.
looked like a football
in his arm. His forearm was a football.
He was.
Yeah, not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah.
So who in the modern game right now, if there's a wide receiver out there that you can look at, there's none.
There's none.
There's
I like
no Steve
that.
Smith Sr. out there.
And here's why. There's a lot of football players out there who, listen, when I play this game, when I look at my game, I don't want somebody to say, "Oh, he reminds me of me," because I played a different style of football, right? And whenever that call comes, I want my name to be called, not, like I'm not Randy Moss. Randy Moss isn't me, not in the same category. But the names matter. And there are different types of football players in the National Football League today that are 10 times better than me. But there's also a type of way that I play that not a lot of guys play that way.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say there is none. Like, there's some guys who can run past some people, but there aren't a lot of players that are going to try to run past people, try to run over linebackers, crack back. First of all, you can't crack back anymore, so crack back on D linemen. The game has changed for the good, but I played in the era and I was taught to play a certain style of football.
Yeah.
And that's how I play.
Yeah.
And there aren't players playing like that, especially at the wide receiver position.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have some questions about this upcoming season, but I had a couple more about your career. This is a dumb question, but Utah, what is it about Utah at night? It feels like anytime Utah plays a game at night, they get superpowers and they're able to beat anyone. What can you feel that when you were playing at Utah? It's like, nighttime, this is our time. We win.
Well, so what's funny is we didn't play a lot of night games because we were still the Mountain West, so we weren't really considered. Urban Meyer comes in, and then Kyle Whittingham takes over, and we're getting players. We're getting some really good players. And I go to Utah games a lot. I'm on a athletic advisory board. So some big games, I sit at the house and I watch it at home, because when I'm in the suite or I'm at the game, man, I'm salty when we lose.
You don't want a salty Steve Smith, no.
So when we lost to Oregon State at the Rose Bowl, me and my son, my firstborn, we went, bro, we got food and bought the food and we didn't eat it. It was so sombering. and we got it. We got on the airplane, left the next day, and we kind of looked at each other and we were still not over it.
Yeah.
I like that, though. You're a real fan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am. So that's why. But I was at the USC game last year when the overtime game when Cam Rising came back. And
the sun went down. The sun went down. You guys literally, like, USC looked like the best team in the world, and the sun went down, and Utah was like, oh, yeah, it's our time now.
Yeah. Gremlins, baby.
I love it.
After midnight, the more you drink, the wilder we become, man.
Yes.
So
the Utah Gremlins. I like
I like that. Yeah. We want to talk a little bit about some of your greatest hits over the years before we get to the modern day NFL. I didn't realize this, but you were teammates with Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson.
In community college.
In community college. What were the two you like? Did you win every game, like 50 to nothing?
We did not win every game. So a lot of times, I call myself a knucklehead. I grew up in the inner city of LA. Chad was a bounce back from Florida. Um, all I would say is our junior college games were extremely interesting.
Uh-huh.
About meetings, practice, games. I would say it was probably everything you would imagine as far as just knuckleheads, right? Just guys that just trying to feel their way. Community college are about a whole bunch of guys who don't take school seriously, who have to try to figure it out, and have an opportunity to figure it out. And we had a great coach, Coach Robert Taylor, who passed away back in 2008. But Coach Taylor was awesome. He had coached Isaac Bruce, actually went to Santa Monica Community College as well, and went on to Memphis. So there's been a lot of guys come through the community college before Second Chance U ever went on Netflix. There's a lot of guys that played in community college in LA that went on to do some pretty decent things in the NFL.
Yeah, was Chad still eating McDonald's back then?
Chad will eat McDonald's to his grave.
It's crazy.
I love that.
It's crazy.
He's skinny. He's still so skinny.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
So you start your career, you go 1-15 with the Panthers, then 2 years later you're in the Super Bowl. Like when you're going through a 1-15 season, are you thinking like, how the fuck do we get out of this hole? And then watching the progress, did you feel it step by step where you're like, wait, now we're a real team? Because 1-15 is really bad. That was a really bad team.
That's a nice way of saying it. 1-15, bro, was tragic. It was tragic, dog. Like, if you want to say how you could trick off a rookie year, like, we were so bad at 1-15. I went to the Pro Bowl that year. And on the Pro Bowl team, we scored a touchdown, and I was ready to go out there. And they were like, no, Steve, we scored. Because I was so used to getting scored on. Didn't even know how to act. I just automatically was like, oh, gave another touchdown. So kickoff return. They were like, no, we scored. It's kickoff. It's like, oh, my bad.
But then you guys build it. And did you feel it in the room? Like, oh, okay, this is like we're putting the pieces together. What was the moment that you're like, this now is a team that 1-15, that was a totally different team. We're now on the path to something different.
Well, that was where the mantra of keep pounding, where it got born with Sam Mills. George Seifert left. He was let go. Coach John Fox came in. Jack Del Rio. We had a lot of different people on there on the team and as head coaches that were from winning organizations, and so taught us how to win. I remember we were in training camp one day and we had like 3 or 4 fights, which I was not involved in.
Bullshit.
No, it was. I really wasn't involved in those. And Coach Fox like kicked us off the field. He was like, "That's why y'all were this, blankety blank." And this was when they didn't have. Restrictions. So how it led up to it is we were doing something wrong. So he started practice all over again. Oh, when I say started practice all over again, like stretch. Like we had to line up and re-stretch and start. And then they started fighting again and he kicked us all off the field. So it was I would believe, I may be exaggerating, but it was in Spartanburg. It was hot. It was probably like a 3.5-hour practice that got cut short because we had to start all over. But I just remember that, and I was like, wow, we'd never gotten kicked off the field as a team before, and it was pretty ironic. And then we go on and we come to Cardiac Cats and we start running the football. So it was a lot went on that year that really showed me, just how unique football can be if done right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about an on-the-field moment that season? Was there a point where you were like, the Cardiac Cats, like maybe we just do have a horseshoe shoved up our ass. Maybe we are, like we're making our own luck. This is a special team we got.
So I have a question. How do you run a route with a horseshoe shoved up your butt?
Very carefully.
What does that feel?
You're gonna look like DK Metcalf. You're not gonna be able to turn. Just straight ahead. I know you like DK, right? I think you're high on DK this year.
Yeah, I like DK. I mean, I was up in training camp with him, so he's pretty good, man. He's evolving into a well-rounded receiver, and I say well-rounded just because, we always see him talking about everybody talks about his speed, but very few people talk about the craftiness of what he's been doing lately. And I got to see that last year, this training camp, and it really showed me some stuff that he's been working on, and I'm pretty excited to see how it plays out.
So let me put one team out there that no one's talking about. I think you're a believer in this team. The Bucks. Have the Bucks found their quarterback in Baker Mayfield?
I wish you take those glasses off. That was a setup with that little snicker.
You love Baker, don't you?
No, I don't speak of that name, and I move on.
I do have a quote that you said about Baker Mayfield I want to read for you, and maybe you could explain it. You said
I'm not gonna explain it. Do you explain all of the purchases at the Salvation Army you buy? No, you don't.
No, I don't. That'd be too many. I just didn't know what a 3-legged donkey looked like. Like Baker's. That's the look that I'm getting from you right now. All right, so we can cross the Bucks off the list. So what would be the team?
Actually, I like Todd Bowles.
Okay.
I like Todd Bowles.
All right. Is there another team that you actually think, like, if you're looking at a surprise team that not a lot of people are talking about right now?
Okay. I think the Baltimore Ravens with Zay Flowers and OBJ. I'm excited about that. Monken, they got new offensive coordinator. I'll tell you one of the things. What are the Indianapolis Colts going to do with Jonathan Taylor? I'm interested in that. Miami Dolphins, their offense got faster. Seattle Seahawks, if they can get a pass rush generated, I think they're going to be pretty good. Their secondary is bananas, bro. I'm talking about their secondary is very dangerous. Woolen is he's not getting a lot of credit, but that young man, I spoke to him personally, and he feels like he's not getting the credit he deserves. And watching him, I think he's gonna lock down some receivers this year.
You're one of the best. You were known as one of the best trash talkers in the game. Would you know when you got on the field that you had someone like you're talking trash? You're like, oh, I'm in their head. It's over. It's gonna be. I'm gonna do everything I want today.
I think that's a cool question. A lot of people always associate that with me, and the crazy part that I kind of dislike that people associate that with me is a lot of times, I grew up in the inner city, playing street basketball, street football, right? And that's just kind of what you did. My mom is one of 13, so I grew up in a huge family. There's probably about 62 of us living.
Jeez.
That's on my mom's side. And so, like, I watch folks play dominoes and spades and Keno. And, bro, I saw some grown folks say some things that were super duper inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
I grew up where the filter in my mom's last name is Young in a Young family did not exist. We said we said what we wanted to say when we wanted to say it. And as an adult, that was probably pretty bad for me to hear now as a kid, now that I'm an adult, because it really made sometimes me saying things on the football field like, bro, you can't say that to people. I told a guy one time, I blocked him and he did something, and Stewie actually told me he played college with him. Stewie asked me a question. He said, what did that guy do to you? And I told Stewie, I said, he was born. And Stewie's like, what?
He was born.
And it was, I just kind of grew up like you talk crap. And, sometimes it got a little bit out of hand, but it's just kind of how I am,
I love it. I mean, we're a trash talk podcast. I think that's part of sports.
Yes, you guys are.
Yeah. Like, why not? It's part of sport. It makes it fun. It makes rivalries, makes sports more fun. So would you know, though, like, you're like, oh, man, I got this guy. Like, he can't handle my skill and my trash talking.
I never really assessed it that way. I was just kind of in my own world. What's the right word? Politically correct. I was a little different. How about that?
Okay. Mm-hmm. You can go non-politically correct.
Nah, I don't.
Goodell signs your checks. He can still fine you. Yeah.
I look back and I wish I didn't say some things because it was kind of like, man, that was kind of rude. Like I've run into people that have told other people like, man, Steve's he's an a-hole. I was like,
Don't apologize.
I mean, my favorite was Ice Up, son. Yeah. Was that off the cuff when you said Ice Up, or did you?
That was off the cuff.
Yeah,
it literally was off the cuff.
It was straight and to the point, and it was emasculating. It was perfect.
Wide receivers, we kind of sit out on that island. So we talk, we think about a lot of things. I'm a thinker, and I like to, I have bad analogies, good analogies. I just kind of go with what I'm feeling.
Steve Smith has been brought to you by Barstool Bites and the Part of My Cheesesteak crew. That's us. We're going to get back to Steve in a second, but now's a great time to order a cheesesteak. It's always a great time to order a cheesesteak. I saw them there in a bunch of stadiums this year. Check them out. Let us know how they are. And best of all, Part of My Cheesesteak has unleashed a menu that's going to have your mouth watering in no time. Hold on to those taste receptors. We've got the star of the show, the Chicken Bacon Ranch Cheesesteak. It is so good. We had one, what was that, a week ago? Had one of those Chicken Bacon Ranch cheesesteaks. It is awesome. It is so good. It's an elite menu item. Whether you're a cheesesteak aficionado, a finger food enthusiast, or simply someone that values the art of comfort cuisine, the new menu has something for everyone. Order now on partofmycheesesteak.com. You can also get it on Uber Eats. It's Part of My Cheesesteak. Check it out. And now, here's more Steve Smith. Yeah. Speaking of islands, I feel like you're always in collateral damage when they bring up the Darrelle Revis graphic that they show all the time. Of like,
I don't understand how it's collateral damage.
Well, it's like it lists all the receivers that he shut down, and yeah. I guess in a way, it's kind of like respectful to you that you're on that list of great receivers.
Listen, I love Revis. Me and him have talked several times, man. I respect the heck out of him. I know at his Hall of Fame, they had my name on his T-shirts. And my one thing to someone sent me a picture of it. I said, well, you need to walk up to his family and tell him it's Steve Smith Sr. That was the only thing I had, right? But the fact that they were like, oh, he shut me down on one catch, 5 yards. Man, to be honest, if you're going to sit there and Google that information, and actually it's selective statistics, because I played against him as a Baltimore Raven. I played with him when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I recollect more than one catch for 5 yards.
Uh-huh. But that's the one that they like to highlight on the back. You just said change it to Steve Smith Sr. I remember when you changed the name on the back of your jersey to Smith Sr.
Yeah.
I said at the time you're just bragging that you had sex. You just want everybody to know that you had sex, so you put Senior on the back of your uniform. I'm sure there was something a little bit deeper than that. What was the decision maker? So,
long story short, my son, Steve Smith Jr. So every person in my family, their middle name, my boys. So my oldest, my firstborn, my first name is his middle name. My son Boston, his middle name is my wife's dad's middle name, which was his dad's first name. And so I sought permission from my firstborn to ask him, was it okay if we named Deuce Jr.? But also Deuce was significant because at the time my wife got her tubes tied and we had a failed adoption. And so Deuce was like our little miracle baby. So obviously Deuce was born through IVF. And so it was a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And so it was a later part of my career. And one of my best friends, his name is Alan Beck, the third. And so his dad is Alan, and his grandfather, Mr. Beck, who passed away, actually married me and my wife. And he's kind of showed me through the years of our friendship that he's got some bills sometimes that was his dad's bills. And so the Senior Smith is really, I'm joking, but it's the significance of Senior and Junior is, man, I worked very hard in fixing my credit, man. And so
Yeah.
Steve Smith Senior credit is over here and Steve Smith Jr.'s credit is over there. So,
That's
It's
smart.
very
and I'm
smart. Yeah.
joking, but I'm joking, but I mean, it's something significant and it means something to us. And so that's really why. It had nothing to do with like trying to brag any of that stuff. It was, we went through a failed adoption. That was pretty significant impact on our family and all the stuff that my wife had to do for IVF. Man, it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How far can you get the inverted brim of your cap? How far can you get it going? Because you got it. You've gotten pretty significant with it. Has anyone at NFL Network been like, hey, Steve, can you just You just wear your hat normal? Because I feel like you're going farther and farther. Yeah.
No, they've asked me, hey, can you wear it right or can you not wear it? And what's funny is that's a part of my deal. If I'm in a suit, I dress up in a suit. If I'm chilling, like what's funny is I got one right here.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
it's
See,
just-
see how
like
far.
this.
Give it a little. Yeah, give it even more.
See?
Give it even more. See how far you can get
No.
it.
Well, you can't. No, you can't do it anymore because then it starts to put pressure on the temples right there.
So it's actually dangerous for your health how you're wearing your hat.
And well, one of my buddies one time was like, bro, you need to fix your ears when you do your brim, it messes up your ears. I actually have small ears, so I took the hat off one time and he goes, oops, sorry. That's just how my ears are done.
That's good trash talk. Who's your favorite wide receiver to watch right now in the game?
Man, jeez. I would say, I wanted to say Justin Jefferson, but then I'm super excited to see what Devontae Adams goes back and do. I love the old heads. And then I don't know how it's possible, but Tyreek Hill got faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Zay Flowers. There's a lot of young guys. And then obviously here in Carolina, Jonathan Mingo. Man, it's just a ton of wide receivers. The game has changed so much, and wide receivers, 1,000, 1,200, 1,000 yards is nothing now. It's really in that 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 yards is where, you kind of say, hey, this is a bona fide wide receiver, which is crazy.
Yeah. Does it make you mad ever seeing the rule changes and how much easier it is for wide receivers to play?
Absolutely not. A lot of young guys think I'm hating. They say all the old heads hate. For me, I like it because it just gives me an opportunity to go more in depth, do better breakdowns, understand why a wide receiver got open, understand why a wide receiver didn't get open. So I'm not jealous of it. I mean, it keeps me employed and kind of get to do some of my in-depth analysis that I enjoy actually doing.
Okay, so off that question and good answer, what is the one thing about the wide receiver position that casuals don't really understand? Whether it be technique, footwork,
we're not casuals.
Yeah,
but
we're not
all the
for
casuals,
all the casuals out there, right? We know
Yeah.
ball, but if you were to explain it, like what they get wrong the most,
sometimes understanding like why or how a guy is running this route. So there's a lot of little nuances that you will not know that happen, or wide receivers running a route, running a deep over, and doesn't look at the safety, and so now he doesn't look at the safety, which means he gets too quick on the other side, which now if he gets too quick and it's a sprint out or a play action, that means the spacing is out of line. And so now he doesn't have the good spacing. And so if the quarterback throws it because of the bad route or he didn't do an indicator step, then the spacing is bad. Then the safety can come down and pick the ball because you gave the lack of good route running. You gave the safety an indicator that you're running across the field and you didn't use your speed to keep making the safety backpedal.
right?
So a lot of little nuances like that people don't really realize that goes on that I love watching and allows me to assess. Does this guy know really how to run his route for that play and know what the defense is to be able to manipulate? Because when a speedy wide receiver slows down, you have to know the game from the shoulders up. When the shoulders down starts to lose a step.
Right.
Mhm.
And those are the things that I like to watch and try to predict and look at and assess to be able to know, has a guy, right? Like when I was a young spring chicken, man, out of 70 plays, 50 plays, when I give you about 25, 30 plays, full speed, go. As I got older and Father Time started knocking on the door, when they knock on the door, they don't say, hey, on Tuesday, you're going to lose your speed. Hell, you just wake up on Tuesday and your speed is a step slower. And so I learned when I was in Baltimore, man, I had probably about 7. I'm not lying to you. 7, 100% full speed routes.
Mhm.
The rest of the other plays, man, I had to manipulate and maneuver through my route because I didn't have the long marathon speed I used to have when I was 24, 25 years old. Man, I was 36, 37, 35, bro. You wake up some days, you're like, man, I would lift weights. I would do my chest or my shoulders or my lats, and my back was hurt. Man, that's old age.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
my back hurting from my lats? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So, those are little things that I like to watch and try to see is a guy starting to taper off.
That's interesting that you brought that up. I don't think I've heard a player talk about like what percentage of routes they run in a given game at 100% speed. And it can't be every single one. You can't just sprint
Absolutely
full
not.
out every time. So if you know that you're not the primary read or the secondary read, let's say you're the third read on this play design, like I have to imagine most guys in the league are taking it easy on that play, right? There's no one that's going full speed all the time.
I wouldn't say take it easy, but your tempo, right? Because you don't want to run the same speed every route looking the same, because then they start to predict it. So you can change it up. But yeah, you tempo it up. If you're the decoy, there are some plays where you're the decoy, you got to run through, you got to commit, you got to run with integrity so you can protect your teammate, so the safety doesn't. If you are lackadaisical on a route and the safety picks it up or the corner, he can kind of play in between and quarterback places the ball, throws the ball where he should be. You can get your player laid out. So, everybody got to play their role.
It's like complimentary route running. I would be so mad if I was a receiver and I was a decoy route and I just torched the defense and I knew I wasn't getting the ball. That's a wasted rep right there.
Yeah, it is. I used to call it killing grass. Right? You would kill grass, but you have to do it because you also have to show your teammate when you're a number one wide receiver like I was, you got to also show that you're willing to sacrifice your routes too, so those guys can ball. Because if you don't do that, they're not going to do it for you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
No, that's a great point. I mean, it's a great answer. You also were great at coming back to the ball, and like when a play would break down, was that just instinct? Guys who have that ability where it's like I can find the little, like Travis Kelce's great at that, where if a play breaks down,
Travis Kelce is dope at that. Look at you.
Yeah, it feels
I like that.
It feels like he will always find that little soft spot in the defense.
Yes.
Is that something you learned, or was that instinct that you were just better than everyone?
You have to learn it. It's instinct, it's trial and error. Also knowing how to read defenses and also knowing where you are in the routes, right? And knowing, what your role is. There are times where you're the first progression. And there's times where you're the third or fourth progression because you got to let the other guys eat. So when the team say, hey, we're going to take you away, you got to have somebody else that shows up, because then then next week that team goes, oh, we got to take this guy away. And so that's why like Miami can be deadly, because they have 3 or 4 wide receivers that you have to concern yourself with. You can't just key on one guy.
Right.
And that's important. That's San Francisco 49ers with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back in your in your playing days, I'm curious to know from your perspective as a wide receiver, that because the players always know who the other good players are. Who's one wide receiver that we don't talk about with like Randy Moss, T.O., Ocho Cinco, yourself? Like, who's one guy that the players knew in the mid 2000s was one of the best receivers in the league that didn't get enough credit?
One of the best in the league. That's a lot. I'm not going to step on that landmine. But I'll tell you a guy, like keeping in my division, NFC South, man, Marcus Colston, bro, he was a problem to deal with, right? Roddy White was good. Michael Jenkins at that time showed up. How about Algie Crumpler?
Yeah.
With the Atlanta Falcons. Man, Algie will block you. He wasn't necessarily going to beat you on a foot race, but he just was creative. He knew how to play the game. With Tampa Bay, remember when this doesn't count with age, but man, Joey Galloway was like 50 years old running a 4.2. You remember that?
He was so fast. Yeah.
Anquan Bolden, what he was able to do with the Cardinals, alongside with Larry Fitzgerald, and then what he did with Baltimore. Peerless Price. Remember Peerless Price or Eric Mose when they were in Buffalo?
Yep.
And I can go. Obviously, Megatron, Roy Williams has some things. Donald Driver was crafty in the slot with Green Bay. Sheesh.
Roy Williams.
Derek Mason.
I haven't heard people talk about Roy Williams in a while. He was really, really good. Roy Williams had he had like all the tools. I thought that dude was going to be like all decade.
Yeah, that's it. Can't jump the gun too quick though.
No,
it was pretty good.
Yeah. I got an easy question for you here. When Cam Newton gets picked to the Panthers and you get that first text from him, are you like, Dude, is this really how you text? Like, is this the font that you're going to use?
He wasn't. So when we first got him, he didn't do all the text that way. That was.
He picked that up later.
Yeah, he picked it up later.
Interesting.
That's funny.
I wonder what made him start doing that.
I think he has started his own text thing, but there's times in the past where he's texted me, and I've joked with him like, "Can you send me the decoder when you finish?"
Yeah,
because I don't understand.
It might have actually been you leaving the Panthers, where he's like, "Oh, I know that Steve won't like absolutely rip me to shreds in the locker room. I'm free to text however I want to text."
Okay.
I'm telling you. All right. Well, this has been awesome, Steve. I have one last question. It's a Roback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, everything. Roback.com. Promo code TAKE. Do you have a Super Bowl pick for us? Do you have a Super Bowl and a champion?
No, I don't. I do not. And
Listen,
I'm sorry.
you can be wrong. You can be wrong, and we'll just edit it out. Don't worry.
No, I first of all, I have done an interview with a man with sunglasses on the whole damn time. I ain't trusting y'all to edit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. What about a team that didn't make the playoffs last year that's going to make the playoffs this year?
I think it's going to be wide open with the Carolina Panthers. I think they can sneak in. I think it's going to be tight.
No chance.
All right.
What?
You don't believe that?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. They're going to be the worst. They're going to be the worst team in the league.
Whoa.
They're going to stink. They're going to win 3 games.
Why.
3 games they're going to win.
Here's why. What did you just say? 3 games?
3 games. 3 games.
If they don't win 3 games, first of all, I'll come back 2 more times.
Okay.
So I can. But it is. I don't want to pick Super Bowl because when I do the Super Bowl run, like leading up to it, I systematically last year when I was doing my Super Bowl stuff, I picked the Eagles one time, picked the Chiefs the other time.
That's smart.
And when I was working at the Super Bowl, and I said hello because I was working to both teams. The Chiefs folks was like, "Huh, the Eagles gonna win, huh?" And they reminded me. I'm like, "Bro, I picked the Eagles." That was like on Tuesday, and so people remember. So I'm not falling in that trap.
Okay, all right. You know what? That was a good answer. I'll give you 4 games for the Panthers. Panthers are going to win 4 games. That was nice of me.
They'll win more than 4 games.
That was nice of me. I just gave you 4 games.
So here's the deal. If the Panthers win more than 4 games, whatever little promo you did, I want some joggers or something that you just did for free.
Okay. All right, done. And then
I want it in my size, not medium.
Okay.
I want no sizes that you're trying to give to somebody with no butts at all.
Okay.
I want something that's gonna fit me.
We'll get you all hooked up, and if the Panthers win 4 or less games, we want some Steve Smith signed hats with the brim and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, done.
That's easy.
I want you to be the one that bends them though, like hand bent.
Yeah, I want
Smith.
video of you bending them. They're Steve Smith bent.
First of all, no one else bends my hat but me. So they will only be
never bend another man's hat. Yeah. We know that.
Yes. And there would be LA hats because that's outside of when I'm working on network. I only wear LA hats.
Okay, done.
That's fine.
Perfect. I look forward to getting a couple new hats. It's going to be great.
How about an easy prediction? Comeback player of the year.
Ooh.
You won the comeback player of the year at one point, right? Because I put a little bit money on your boy Baker.
Yeah, can Russell Wilson win it for just being bad?
Yeah, that's kind of how the comeback player of the year has turned into that.
Okay.
I think Russell Wilson has a great opportunity with Sean Payton. What about all these guys got injured? OBJ if he comes back.
Yes. Yes.
Can Calvin really win it for gambling on football?
Yeah, I think he can win it. Matthew Stafford.
Calvin, let me tell you, that's another one. Calvin really is gonna ball.
Yeah. He looks good.
That's a man. That's a man on a mission.
Yep.
And some corners are gonna have to deal with that man being on a mission.
Yes. Well, Steve, thank you so much. We'd love to have you back on sometime in the middle of the season. We can reassess.
Absolutely, for my free stuff.
Yeah, you can start bending your hats. But yeah, appreciate the time, man. We're big fans of you, and we'll give the speech when you get into Canton if you want us to. Mm-hmm. We're happy to do that.
Dog.
We'll just bark. We'll just get up there and bark for 20 minutes.
Big dog or small dog?
Yeah. We
I
got
knew
you.
I knew as soon as I lobbed it up here, like, yep, I'll take the little dog.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Steve. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey, appreciate it, fellas. Y'all do a hell of a job, though, man. I'm sincere. Y'all do a heck of a job.
Thanks
I
so much.
appreciate that, man.
We appreciate that.
Steve Smith was brought to you by Sleep Number. That's right. Sleep Number smart beds learn how you sleep, and they provide personalized insights to help you learn to sleep better. Science shows that quality sleep helps improve your mental, emotional, physical, and relationship health. If you're waking up tired, here's some tips to help you sleep your best. The Sleep Number smart bed can help you get through the quality sleep you need to recover faster after a tough workout. By contouring to your neck, shoulders, back, and hips, the Sleep Number smart bed provides support and even weight distribution for more comfortable sleep. If you're sleeping hot, most people prefer 65 to 68 degrees for comfortable sleep. An air conditioner or a fan plus temperature balancing Sleep Number smart beds and bedding can help you keep cool so you both sleep just right. If you disagree on comfort, 8 out of 10 couples prefer a different mattress firmness than their partner does. Well, Sleep Number beds let you choose your ideal firmness on each side, then they automatically respond to your individual movements throughout the night to help you keep sleeping comfortably no matter which side of the bed you're on. And now you can save $400 on the new Sleep Number C4 smart bed, plus special financing for a limited time. Only at Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the National Football League. See store for details. And now, here's our exclusive interview with Billy Football.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Billy Football to talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. We thought, given the fact that Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps as a New York Jet, we had to have Billy's take on it. Let's start here, Billy. We watched your live stream. When Aaron Rodgers went down, you immediately, in very classic Billy fashion, you didn't accept truth. You were like, he's just slowing the game down. This is a ploy. He's just slowing the game down. At what point during the game were you like, wait, he actually might be injured? This isn't just some type of gamesmanship.
Well, there was a point when he stepped back off the cart.
Oh,
when he was put on the cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, he's coming back out. They like did whatever test they had to do and he was fine. But then he just walked directly to the locker room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. There were so many thoughts that went through my mind. I thought that he like joined the Jets to purposely sabotage Woody Johnson because he made a vaccine one time.
Yeah.
There were so many crazy things. I like to going from him coming out with an American flag in one of the greatest entrances since Mike Piazza on George Bush to throw like a 6 strike. It was too high. If you hadn't bought in on the Jets as a Jets fan, you did in that moment, him running out with the flag. I mean, Hard Knocks, Saleh talking about how amazing he was in a throwing montage from week 2 of Hard Knocks. Like there was so much hope and hype going up to that first drive. And, talking about the NFL script, like the only one who could have written that script is Al-Qaeda.
That's a good take.
Okay.
Billy. I like that. So
It was...
I noticed though it didn't take you that long to get back in the swing of things and start really pulling for your Jets. Like we can do this. Come on, Zach Wilson. His ceiling is literally Patrick Mahomes.
That's a fact.
If he plays to the best of his ability, you got back on the Zach Wilson train pretty quickly. Are you still
You had
there?
to.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah,
Like you might as well just delude yourself because you have spent the last 6 months, maybe even longer.
Wait, are you saying delude yourself?
No, I'm about to say I think he was the better quarterback out there last night than who was on the other side.
He only had 1 pick. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Others threw more.
If you look at how Josh played last night, if you take Josh Allen, Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen objectively had the worst night between all 3 of those.
Playing.
Yeah.
No, just overall. Josh Allen's night was so bad that it was...
I would still take Aaron Rodgers' night being the worst.
I'm making a joke.
39.
I'm making a joke, but thank you. Yeah, he definitely had a bad night, a really shitty night. And Billy, you are correct that you have to delude yourself. You have to buy back into Zach Wilson. But what about the reports where it's like Zach Wilson is our guy. We're going to ride with Zach. Do you want to bring in a different guy?
So the thing is, something that we didn't do last season is that if Zach Wilson, right. But, he mounted some stuff. I think last night was better than, what most have thought would have happened. After the first pick, I freaked out. I was like, no, this can't be happening. It's happening again. This is the first of 5. Like, make it stop. Make it stop. It was terrible. But we just if Zach Wilson brings a win, we can't still complain. We need to stay on his side because he's all we got right now.
Did he bring the win, or did the defense bring the win?
And the running game.
And the punt return.
The thing is, we won the game without a quarterback. But the fact that he gave us one touchdown.
Wait, so Zach Wilson isn't a quarterback?
He was thrown in there last second. No one's prepared. He was literally dragged out. He probably is the most upset that Aaron Rodgers get hurt. Out of anybody, because he was supposed to just chill out this season, learn, have some pressure taken off him. And it's oh shit, 5 minutes into the first game, I'm now under the gun again. He's getting torn out like that kid in that meme getting woken up by the prison guards and scared straight. And he's just tweaking out. But he handled it decently. His pick was tough. It was a bad read and under some pressure, but he made some decent throws down the stretch. And Garrett Wilson made up for a lot of the lack of skill by making an insane grab.
Garrett Wilson played defense and offense on the same play.
Exactly.
It was an incredible job of taking a bad pass that should have been intercepted, tipping it back to himself for a touchdown.
He played quarterback, cornerback, wide receiver, and volleybal on the same play. It was incredible.
Yes.
That whole game was such a torture chamber of emotion. Going from that, Wilson's pick, 4 turnovers by Josh Allen. By the way, the Jets defense, as I predicted, punched him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
He was rattled. They rattled the fuck out of him. They took the guy that was running over defenses, was big manning every defense in the league, and they punched him in the mouth. They were like Sean Strickland, and Josh Allen was Adesanya.
Oh, nice. So Billy's been watching sports. He just let everyone know.
Yeah.
If we power rank the division now, Billy, where do we have the Jets? I feel like we can agree Dolphins number 1, right?
As of right now, yes. But I think the Bills are definitely under the Jets. And I think, it's not like New England has competent quarterback play.
That's true.
Mac Jones played better than everyone in the AFC East besides Tua.
Well, that's only...
Aaron Rodgers.
He played better than 2 guys.
Aaron Rodgers' leg
Josh
exploded.
Allen, Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, that's 3 guys.
And I think we can agree that the Jets defense and special teams
Jones finished second in a race of 4 people.
Yeah. 5.
No, but we don't know what to expect next week.
Correct.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is why we watch the games. You're right.
We don't know if Zach Wilson still sucks.
I think we do.
We don't know. We don't know.
But he's now a
20. He's now a 24-year-old in the workforce.
That's true.
That's when you make the curve. That's where you turn around.
How old are you, Billy?
24.
Okay.
So Zach Wilson might go part-time.
Yeah. And, he was going part-time as a backup, but now he's getting thrown back into full-time. You never know what situations you're going to be in. But he handled it pretty well. No one expected that except Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda.
He might get invited back onto the big show that he was on. Is what you're saying now that he's 24.
Yeah. You just don't know.
Wait, so Billy, tell me what good Jets season looks like now, because the defense is elite. That was very clear last night. They are one of the best defenses in the league. Do you think that the Jets are a playoff team?
I mean, as of right now, the 9.5 wins in the season goes down to 6.
Oh, that's not a playoff team.
Right. But next week, we might see that Zach Wilson has matured, has been able to get past some serious mental bounds. Aaron Rodgers rubbed off on him. Mentor porn we saw in Hard Knocks over all the offseason may have worked. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is gone. We have to move past that. I've, went through every stage of denial about it, but, we're just accepting what we have. We might have the same team we had last year, just better.
Do you have any
Zach
regrets?
Wilson may have gone better.
And he regrets
like I'm with you, by the way. Like, you have no other option. Like to bash Zach Wilson right now would be stupid. It's like you're in a shitty situation, injuries happen. Let's fucking see what happens. I'm 100% on board with what your thinking is.
Yeah, and
if they had
the
lost,
fact is, if they were just a little bit better than they were last year, they would have made the playoffs.
Right.
And so they had Zach Wilson. So Zach Wilson, he doesn't have to be way better.
He's got to be just 24.
He just has to be like almost as good as Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to be better than him, Billy.
He's the
By
difference
the way,
between a 23-year-old and a 24-year-old.
Yeah. What about
the
any
real
regrets
criminal
you have before the game, tweeting out a picture of your own Achilles heel?
Yeah.
Wait, you did?
Yeah.
I tweeted out a photo of my Jet sock, my Joe Namath's Jet socks, and I just like took a picture of my Achilles. There's so many weird things that happened before the stream. I was talking about how it doesn't matter that the Giants played the night before in MetLife because the turf's shitty anyway. So it's not like it's ruining anything that isn't ruined. And the turf fucked Aaron Rodgers. I mean, if you're Woody Johnson and, whoever owns the Giants, the Maras, change the fucking turf. Get some good goddamn turf.
Didn't they change it
grass?
this year?
They put in brand new turf this year, but it's still not grass. We know Aaron loves grass. In Hard Knocks this year, he was on the practice field picking up pieces of grass. He was like smelling it, eating it. He loves grass. And now the fact that he went to a team that doesn't play on grass fucked him over.
So, Billy, I got the schedule in front of me. Let's just do up until the bye week because it's not easy. Zach Wilson's really thrown into it. At Dallas this week, New England at home, Kansas City at home, at Denver, and then Philadelphia. That's tough.
I was thinking before this game that primetime Chiefs game was going to be like serious deciding factor. Like, is this a real team with Aaron Rodgers at the helm? Now I'm just hoping that we, pick off a win versus Dallas because that's going to be a weird time with a week of Zach Wilson in the driver's seat.
Yep.
And then who do we have after that? Patriots. That's going to be, that's a mind fucker.
Yeah, you haven't beaten them in how many years?
Wait, is it in New England? Do you have to deal with the lighthouse?
It's in New York.
Yeah, I mean those tickets are cheap now. I was actually looking at them.
Oh, they are.
Belichick's
so mad about the lighthouse.
You're obsessed with the lighthouse. I don't
you're
understand
obsessed with the lighthouse.
It's a staple of it's the New England Patriots. That's a common it's the
But
coast.
you had to build a
It's
second lighthouse.
They built a second lighthouse because the Jumbotron was too big for
You want to hear? You
lighthouse.
like this, PFT? It's the biggest lighthouse in the world.
I do like that. Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Is it
Stat.
a
That
functional
might not be
lighthouse,
true.
though?
Yes,
It's kind of like saying that the Statue of Liberty in Las Vegas is the second biggest statue.
tallest
of Liberty
lighthouse in
in the world.
America.
But it's not.
Tallest lighthouse in America is not the world.
It is to me.
But it's not a real lighthouse. It's a stadium
is.
lighthouse.
It's got lights in it. It's got a bell in case people see stuff coming off the coast.
You need to have someone living in it though for it to be a lighthouse.
You need a keeper.
I
The
volunteer.
house part is half of it. Biggest lighthouse in the world.
Billy, I'm just gonna throw a couple names at you. Okay.
Mhm.
You tell me
I know.
if you get a little rush of blood to your wee wee on this one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Carson Wentz.
No.
I
No,
did
please
see
no.
someone, some NFL writer. It was a very funny tweet. They're like, the Jets should sign Carson Wentz and tell him none of this bullshit off script stuff. If you don't see it, eat it. And this is his last chance to compete, and he'll probably comply. It's like, what?
Excuse me.
No, he won't.
Have you ever seen Carson Wentz play football?
It was like,
He's a
dude, what is this plan you put out there?
So I tweeted out the picture of the Carson Wentz Letterman jacket Photoshop yesterday to fuck with Jets fans. But then I thought that would actually destroy me if Carson Wentz went to the Jets and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That would absolutely destroy me. So I
Yes.
hope he doesn't do that, Billy. Nick Foles?
Nick Foles?
No, the only person
Flacco.
who would, get my interest. And look, I'd rather die with Zach Wilson than just throw, one of these guys in and just have some shit show happen because that just feels worse. Like Zach Wilson seems self-inflicted. Whereas if you just bring another guy and it's just shit show, it's just like, fuck. Like,
right.
who
So
knows?
who's your guy?
Someone who has a lot of family based here. Coming
Tom
out
Brady,
of retirement,
12.
TB.
He's talking about Tom Brady.
I mean, it
It's not
could
the
have
craziest thought.
It really
that's
is.
the only one. A lot
Team
of
is
his
stacked.
kids are here,
His kids are
so
there.
he has a place. If that's the only person where it's like, yeah, let's take a chance on that. But we got to ride with Zach Wilson. Flacco is hanging around out there. If we just want to have him there to just like be, dad.
There,
They
Zach
need somebody
Wilson.
else to rub off
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Zach
Yeah.
Wilson.
What about Jameis?
No, dude. The thing is, Jameis like acting up, doing Jameis is fine when you're not in a Jets uniform.
Okay.
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Jets hold
'Cause, like-
themselves
like-
to a higher standard.
yeah,
of
it's like
No,
quarterback
it's not a
Yankees,
higher
yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
It just will look stupider. Because
Well,
like butt fumble.
I don't
Like
think
if Jameis is running around jumping like in
It'd
a
be
Jets
very
uniform, it's
Hey,
but
I
it's
think Billy's right,
embarrassing.
but not for the reason why he says that he's right. It will be magnified in New York
Yes.
because
Yes,
of the because
exactly.
of the history of bad, weird
The
Jets
New York-
quarterback play, not
Dude.
because you expect more out of him.
The New York Post, like if something weird happens, it'll be national news. It's not like that's what happens.
Okay.
What about Bortles?
Ooh.
He's got a history with
no.
Hackett.
Well, yeah, with
Yeah.
Hackett. That he would be
BK, can you text Bortles and see
Yeah.
if he's
Yeah,
interested?
can
We
What
can
about
break some news.
what about Kyle Orton?
no. He's too old.
What about Kaepernick?
Bortles retired, Billy. I don't know if you saw
No.
that.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did retire.
yeah.
He's
Did
doing
you see
construction.
that Bortles retired?
Yeah, he's building houses.
Did you know that?
I
you
did
were
know
in the
that.
room for that?
I thought it was just confirmed, like in the new thing.
But
Plus
he-
I doubled the clicks. Like,
he
look,
confirmed it by saying it.
I know, but
You knew it, you
then
would have at least
I didn't
mentioned
know if he was actually then seen doing it by a third party.
I don't think he was seen doing it by a third party. I think the
was
third
Gaz's
party just
screenshot.
listened to the podcast.
I
Yeah.
have to admit, I had forgotten about that.
I
Billy
was
got me.
naive. Yeah,
Clicks are clicks.
Okay, so who
Clicks,
else?
clicks.
What other names? I saw Case Keenum thrown out there.
Chad Kelly.
Chad
Kelly, highest
Kelly.
paid CFL player.
Oh,
I like
Uh,
that.
Andy Dalton
his-
would be sick.
eh.
You know, it'd be funny if they got Kaepernick, but to offset all the haters of Kaepernick, they also got Tebow at the exact same time. Let them compete. Honest, open competition. Two best quarterbacks at victory formation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The media circus around that would take a lot of heat off of Zach, and he might actually be able to do something.
But Billy, who you should actually get, who you should actually try to go for, and never in a million years would this happen until later on in the season. If the Vikings have a bad year, you should try to make a play for Kirk Cousins. It's his last year under contract in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to be a free agent after. It's like kind of like what baseball does, where it's like, okay, if you have valuable asset, you're not competing, you can sell one of your guys, try to get something back for them before they hit free agency. It's not going to happen in Minnesota. Probably they wouldn't deal him probably for the entire season, most likely. But if they start out with a really shitty record, you should make a case for that.
That's also veteran. He'd fit in well, but I mean, there's nothing. We got to ride with Zach Wilson, and then if he wins but performs badly, we need to not give him a hard time,
Right.
Because, like,
And you wouldn't, so it's really a message to all Jets fans.
just please, Jets fans, this is all we got. We have to make the best something out of nothing. Like, he is the most qualified person right now. He's been like,
Well, no,
there
I don't
all
know
off season. He knows the offense. He knows the personnel. You know, he got thrown into a crazy, and he made some decent throws.
Yeah, but Billy, I wouldn't say that's like the most qualified person.
He's the most available
if
person.
If I'd been hanging out with porn stars all summer, I wouldn't be like, yo, I'm the most qualified person to shoot pornography.
Yeah.
I don't have that skill set.
Well,
He's
if
the
you're
most
taking
available.
second team reps with them,
Right.
you might be a little more qualified. You might not get stage fright or something.
I just think that there's probably some better options out there, but the Jets do, after saying Zach's our guy, we're going to try to go with Zach, you at least have to try to roll with Zach for at least 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the good news is the Cowboys defense isn't that good.
Right. But the real thing is, honestly, yeah, they are. I mean, they shut out the Giants.
Yeah, yes.
But the thing is, if Zach Wilson has a bad game against the Cowboys, and like it's a decent, like, okay, tough game, we got one more chance. The thing is, fucking Bill Belichick is gonna do some weird shit psyop, like inexperienced quarterback thing where he's gonna break him, and everyone's gonna be like, Zach Wilson can't be the starter. But like the thing is, if he plays next week at the Broncos, after,
Chiefs,
Chiefs,
also not a very good team.
shit, fuck.
it's a brutal schedule.
Yeah, it is.
That's a brutal schedule.
And you know what? It's actually brutal. It's a worse schedule for us as football watchers.
Yeah.
Because we have to
No one
watch
wanted
5
this.
more games of New York Jets in primetime this year.
Yeah, we have Jets Chiefs prime time. We have Jets Chargers prime time. We have Jets Raiders prime time. We have Jets Browns prime time in week 17. Some of these can be flexed, by the way. That's a lot of prime time.
I mean, we won last night, but at what cost? mean,
Everything.
It would have been better almost
So-
if they lost.
Yeah, to lose if a healthy Aaron Rodgers in a loss would have been better. Absolutely.
Yeah. And also,
all right,
the
Billy-
doink.
Yeah, crazy
The
doink.
fuck?
Off
crazy
the flag.
doink, dude.
The,
Crazy.
like,
Do you think Aaron's going to retire? Do you think he's played his last football?
Good question.
I mean, it depends on how. Depends on how bad. Like I from what I've heard, a rupture is just black and white. Like
Yeah.
it's either full blown or
Yeah.
it's nothing. And he's had some calf problems in that same leg during the preseason stuff. And I don't know if they're connected, but I don't know how you get back into a training camp as at 40-year-olds. Like it's like
Sounds like a
I don't
no.
know. I woke up this morning
Billy's
and thought the
trying
whole
to say
thing was
no.
like a nightmare.
Yeah.
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 At least you
He's-
had this
he's not.
offseason. This offseason was
We
great
get the
for
first
Jets
round
fans.
pick. We get the
Yeah.
first round pick because he didn't play 65% of the snaps.
Yeah, it goes to a second to the Packers. I have one last question for you, Billy.
Mhm.
You're looking good. You're looking skinny. Is that because you're not just getting free meals from us?
No, I'm gonna be honest. Sleep.
Sleep. Oh, nice.
We worked you too hard.
Nice. You sleep, baby. Did you miss us Sunday or no?
On Sunday, it was weird. It was
Yeah.
weird.
You were at a beer garden.
Well, yeah. Go dogs won.
Yeah,
Dogs
yeah.
won.
Give us a preview
Dogs to
real
the
quick.
championship.
Yeah,
The
preview.
Dogs are
Are we
rolling.
gonna win? Are we gonna win the championship again?
Dude. We're going to Philly. I suggest you guys should go to Philly too in 2 weeks. It's
Is
going
that
to be insane.
What day is that of the week?
It's a Sunday, but it's only one game.
But it's not during football, right?
It's during, but like the 1 o'clock game sucked this weekend.
Yeah,
so,
you
like,
said that. I didn't.
You weren't watching them. You were.
Yeah.
I was. I mean, I was doing my duties as ownership representation.
At
Am I
the beer
still?
garden.
Am I still technically?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. But we were watching
mistake.
Red Zone and other stuff.
Got it. Yeah, I liked how you did you're like, these games suck anyway.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it sucks not being able to watch all the football. So then
Yeah.
you just see the highlights and they're all blowouts, and it's like,
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
By the way, also I didn't mess up the studio. Can we just get this on?
Billy, make sure they don't throw away the octopus, please.
And
Also-
also the lottery ball machine.
Yes. Also, my Zach Wilson jersey got sent to you guys. I was
Oh.
looking for it today. Apparently, it got sent to you guys
Okay.
in
Okay.
Chicago.
It's only you had all the time in the world to take whatever you wanted from the studio.
Well, I didn't know Zach Wilson would be starting again.
Oh,
But like we didn't want it.
no, we don't want it. Should we burn
know.
it? Should we burn it
No,
and then maybe
no.
tweet it from your account?
No.
I kind of want it now.
I kind of want to burn it and be like, Billy had us do this.
Yeah.
Just don't let them throw away the octopus.
I won't.
Yes. Okay.
Can I have the squat rack? Do you guys need that?
No, go
No,
for it.
You can have that.
It's all
yeah.
yours.
I'm just
You
gonna take
need,
the
you need
bumpers.
another one of those.
Yeah, Billy, you do look kind of thin. Is there anything else you want to tell us about your body?
Are you gonna get like dueling squat racks in your apartment?
What's going on inside your body
Well, I was
right
just
now,
going to
Billy?
enhance. I was just going to enhance my current squat rack.
Got it.
Yeah. So remember, like a year ago, I got bit by that tick.
Yeah.
Yep, for work.
I'm allergic to red meat.
Oh yeah, this is
It-
the
the
plug.
website-
This is the plug you need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Billy, what? Billy, last question, Roback question. Use promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers. Billy, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah. So apparently, I have an incurable red meat allergy, and I'm making a production, a documentary of sorts about dealing with this forced veganism from unknown origins of a little insect assassin.
So wait, is it unknown origins or is it known origins from a tick?
Well, the tick, we don't know where the tick came from. We don't know how it gained these powers to make, grown men not be able to eat meat.
Is the tick still alive?
No, it's probably dead.
Okay. I was going to say
But-
we get SEAL Team 6 on this tick.
we're gonna be trying to figure out different ways to try to get rid of this red meat allergy. Trying like witch doctor stuff, acupuncture. Western medicine doesn't have a cure,
Right.
but tune in soon. Macrodosing YouTube, the search for the ability to eat red meat again.
Got it. You
Can't
could
wait.
just eat it. You go to like a butcher shop.
No, I blow up. My face blows up.
I think you have to eat ticks. I think you have to find as many ticks as possible.
Tick man.
Yeah, you can only eat ticks from now on.
Yeah.
Eat the bugs.
Good
Billy.
news is, Billy, there's a guy in New Jersey who's really good at like weird medicine that has his schedule's cleared up now.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. So
True.
hit him
She
up.
consult him.
Crystals.
Yeah. All right, Billy. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Once again, that's Billy Football. You can find him at Billy Hot Takes on Twitter. And I know you have a heart out, so we'll be respectful of your time, Billy. Thank you
Yes.
for joining
Thank
us.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
Billy.
Billy Football is brought to you by our good friends over at Peloton. Sometimes it's tough to fit working out into your fall schedule. I'm getting back on the bike. It's back to school, back to work, back to the grind. Nope, flip the script this fall by tapping into Peloton's endless variety of exercise options with the Peloton Bike or the Bike Plus. From intervals to club banger rides, your workouts are going to go from can't face to can't wait. Love Kendall Toole. Love Olivia Motto. I love all of them. I love Alex Toussaint. Great instructors over at Peloton. They'll help you get a workout in. You can squeeze it in around your schedule. They got 20-minute rides, 30-minute rides, hour-long rides. You can get the app. But if you're unsure, they've got you covered. You can try the Bike or the Bike Plus free for 30 days. Not for you. Return it for a full refund. Peloton is not a fitness fad. It actually works. And the proof of that, 90% of Peloton households that join at the start of the year are still active 12 months later. I'm still on the bike. I'm still going for runs, still using the app, still using the bike almost every day. I love the bike. It's so great. Find your zone with a 30-day worry-free home trial of Peloton bikes. Visit onepeloton.com/home-trial. And now we're going to get to Jimbos, which are presented to you by Snickers. We've got Snickers ice cream bars in the fridge right now. They're great. I had one during the games on Sunday. They're brought to you by Snickers, the most satisfying solution for all those rookie mistake moments. Packed with chocolate, caramel, peanuts, and nougat, Snickers is the go-to play when life throws blitzes your way. It's a rookie mistake, but guess what? You can fix it with a Snickers. You probably just need a Snickers bar. Learn more at snickers.com/NFL.
Shout out Snickers, by the way. I've been eating all the ice cream bars. Even took a couple boxes home. Little treats for the kids. Snickers
fucked up.
ice cream bars are the best. What?
What about
They'll bring us more. We got a lot.
They're so good.
And I've had 3 today.
Oh my God.
I'm about to have one
I'm
after
about to
the
have one
show's
after
over.
this.
I had
Yeah.
one right before the show. I was like, you know what? I need a little pick-me-up. Let me get a Snickers
They're
ice
so
cream bar.
good. So good.
They are so good. All right. Jimbos presented by Jimbos presented by Snickers.
You got it, Hank.
That was tough. Boomer reading.
Oh, you were
was
good.
Jimbo.
You were
Oh,
fine.
That
I
was a
think
I thought you and Max were great.
some feedback. People liked Max's more.
Well, Max killed it.
Yeah.
Max also had the energy because he won.
Yeah. And also calling him Tampa Bay legend Tom Brady.
Yeah.
We might have to. We might have to mix up a couple boomers here and there with you and Max doing your games.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed listening to it.
I just got to get better at reading.
It's also nice because we can basically it's like a group project PFT and I are working on, and we're like, you handle this. You handle the first 2 slides.
You should do a dress rehearsal of it, Hank. Just practice reading in the mirror.
Actually, on Sunday we'll have you write one live during. At the end of Sunday's show, we'll have you do the Patriots Dolphins.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
All right. My fiance asked me to go look at wedding venues last month. She offered some dates, and without thinking, I told her this past Sunday was fine.
Oh.
So I missed the whole first week of the NFL season.
Oh, dude, you gotta pretend that something came up.
I'm sure it was still fun
I
going
don't
around
think, I don't think you can fuck around with wedding stuff.
looking at
Did you-
different halls and VFW halls.
That's their NFL Sunday.
Speaking of Jimbos on this topic, did you see it went like mini viral? The guy who texted his hockey team, and it was like, "Hey, sorry guys, last minute, but feel really sick. I'll let you know if anything changes, but I'm not going to make the game today." And then on the group chat, he accidentally texted the next text that it was meant for like his family, being like, hey everyone, feel free to bring whatever. We'll have all the games on. Like, come on, bring the kids. We'll have the whole setup. Excited for football.
Listen, week 2, maybe you could get away with. You can't do that week 1.
No, you can't. Every
Honestly,
Sunday.
Do you really need a wedding?
No.
Just go to a courthouse.
You just got to make sure I mean, that's week 1, dude. You can't miss week 1.
Bridezillas, though. I feel like you can't fuck around.
Well, here's the thing. As a guy, if you go along on that trip, you're just going to be nodding your head yes to whatever your wife wants to do anyways.
Yeah.
It's her call.
You should have just had Red Zone. Did you see the guy who also at Lake Como with Red Zone? What a boss.
Yeah.
During an online job interview for one of the questions, I accidentally submitted a video talking about why I'm not good for the job.
Oh.
Why would you even have a video?
Yeah.
That's a trick video. Why would you say, like, in the interview that you have, here are all the reasons why you shouldn't hire me? The correct answer is, like the old Michael Scott, like, I work too hard, I'm too dedicated, I've got too good of attention to detail. Those are the reasons why you shouldn't hire me.
Maybe this one actually works though, because it is like whenever you are in a job interview and they ask for your weakness, you're like, I care too much.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, you had honesty. That could work out. Also, you set the bar very low. If they hire you, you're like, hey, you guys saw the video. I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have hired me. It's kind of on them.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you would possess a video like that in the first place.
Yeah, that's something that Mike Babcock would find quickly. Why you stink at hockey? Wait, what's this on your phone?
My work called me Saturday, asked me to come in early. Instead of just saying no, I instead said I was sick and couldn't come in. But I was in fact very clearly and obviously drunk at a college football game, and my boss definitely knows because I took the call on speakerphone as we got a third down stop.
That's sick. You are sick. If you're drunk, you're unable to come into work for medical reasons.
Also,
your body's undergoing a medical condition where there's alcohol in it and you're unfit to be at work. You should be allowed to call in drunk.
This also goes back to football season. You can't call in football season. Like, you can't call in on a Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Yeah, but if you want to, if you're asking for late help, it's got to be a Friday call.
This is a Friday night. Technically not the weekend. You have to show up, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
All right, last one. My brother and I booked a Frontier, all caps, flight from Philly to Charlotte the Sunday morning of a 3-day bachelor party for 10 a.m. Woke up at 6 to get from Ocean City, Maryland to Philly. Drop off the rental car. Flight gets canceled on the shuttle to the terminal. Had to rent another car and drive home. 14 hours of travel, not feeling great on the first Sunday of football.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Although Frontier, I would say Frontier is like the Cadillac of the low 3, the Spirit, Allegiant, Frontier.
Yeah.
I think Frontier is the best out of those 3, right?
Clearly not.
These Jimbos, though, are just like, I feel like maybe next year we have to do a better job in August of reminding people when week 1 starts, because it's just a lot of like week 1 errors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to have your stuff set up to be like, hey, week 1's coming. That's a Saturday night fly out bachelor party situation. You got to be able to
3 days.
You got to wake up in your own bed on week 1 and be like, I'm ready to go.
It's really a bachelor party situation where you want to stay all day on Sunday.
Yeah, that too.
And watch
Good
all
point.
the games.
Good point. You could easily do that. Yeah, you picked the worst option. So listen, this is why it's actually the NFL's fault now that I'm thinking about it. NFL should change their preseason schedule to mimic the regular season, where it's all the preseason games are on a Sunday, so we can have a real like dry run of how it
Live
works.
bullets, yeah.
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't they? The third preseason game should be exactly set up like a Sunday in the NFL and let everyone just run through the motions.
Or they should have a week 0 in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you only have one game at 1 o'clock and then one game at 4 o'clock. And then you have the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
So you don't miss the entire thing, but it's a week 0. You go through the motions, but not every team's playing.
Yeah, the Bears get to play Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Get a win.
Yeah.
Let everyone get a win.
Have a game in Hawaii.
Yeah, everyone starts
with
1-0.
all the best players playing against each other.
That would be great if there was a week 0 where everyone starts 1-0.
Yeah.
If everyone starts 1-0, it's no competitive advantage.
True.
But everyone feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good show, boys. Good job. Friday, we have a great interview in person with Joakim Noah, and also possibly one of our favorite recurring guests back on the show. So get excited. And we're also
Dak.
do we know what the standings are? Oh, we'll do a Friday. We'll talk about the punishment in the gambling. Okay, numbers.
77.
3.
18.
Whoa, what was that, Jake?
18.
1.
All right.
20.
Memes, you ever gotten this?
Nope. 58.
Memes are gonna get it today.
30.
Nope.
Not even close. See everyone Friday.
Love you guys.